Hello, hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, good.
Well, a bit cold, still a bit cold.
Yeah, I'm a bit cold.
Can't get warm, can we? Oh,
So, I mean, Tuesday. Hello, Miranda, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you.
Hey,
Nice to be back.
That's lovely to see you.
Oh,
It's yeah, it's just cold. On Tuesday night I was out with run groups and I was so cold when I got in. You know, you're just so cold, you want to get in a bath, but you know you can't. It's too cold. You need to warm up a little bit before
yeah.
that. So
I just can't get the house warm particularly either. It just feels like everything's really struggling to.
Yeah, I just think it's just it's just a massive jump in temperature. I think temperature change. Hi, Fran.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Feeling much better?
Oh yes, that wasn't nice. COVID wasn't nice at all.
Oh, a lot of it going around. A lot of other stuff other than COVID going around as well.
I know, it's just loads of stuff. My sister's really ill. She's got laryngitis, sinusitis, and flu.
Oh God, what
She's
was wrong go?
yeah, she's just so ill. This is her 3rd week now, and
Wow.
she's a bit of a soldier normally.
Yeah, I had
But, yeah,
sinusitis. What? When was that? Well, I can't remember when it was. 3 or 4 weeks back ago, but that seems to have disappeared. Hi, Jacob. You right?
yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks.
We got Miranda. We have Jacob on here doing his DV art for his bronze DV. So I'm his art assessor for 3 months. So he's doing watercolor and art stuff. We're doing it's watercolors tonight. If you have a hairdryer, it will help a little bit because the sky we're going to have to wet quite a lot to get that kind of fuzzy look, and then we'll dry it with a hairdryer because then we can carry on working. So do have a hairdryer to hand. Not many colours we use, quite autumny, winterly colours. I think it's quite simplistic, but I always say that, and it takes.
You do.
And you always say it's going to be quick.
So I love
It's
it's our
11 o'clock
word.
and we're falling asleep.
Long as our words. Has anyone tried the mushrooms yet? How to go at the mushrooms?
No, I want to do. I was so sad I missed the mushrooms, but I'll try over Christmas, I
I
think.
would just say
What?
we have to use a straw, which is great, but it kind of you don't blow. You have to have a bit of a break between the blowing because you get a bit hyperventilate.
Oh.
So I blown up a balloon.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
Just bear that in mind, even young Jacob.
And don't suck.
No, don't suck.
Oh no, don't do that.
It won't be a good look, will it really?
Definitely do not suck on it. You'll get like paint, green paint or red paint all up your face.
Oh, Debbie, can I just go and pick my picture up from the printer? Would that be all right? I'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. People are just coming in at the moment.
Oh, in that case, I'll just go and get my hairdryer.
Yeah, get your hair dry, get away with it. Hi, Leanne, how are you?
Oh, full of cold.
Oh, mate.
Oh,
I
it's
saw
just
your
nursery.
little wreath workshop. That looked amazing.
Thanks, yeah. It's sort of
You
been a
gave
bit.
lots of money.
Yeah, it's good actually. Yeah, people have been really generous. I just sort of covered my costs and then said any extra money I'll donate to children in need. And yeah, it's really nice.
That's lovely, really nice.
I've got loads of stuff left over. Like I've just got like an office full of greenery. So if anyone wants any last minute bits, let me know.
Oh.
Have you got another student with you there in the kitchen?
Yes.
Oh.
No. No, my husband's doing my mandatory training at work on my computer.
It's not like allowed to go to the pub after play rugby in about 20 minutes.
You can go to the pub then if he does that for me.
Oh, bless him. That's his favourite, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a bit naughty, isn't it?
No.
Just
I
don't
used to
tell
get
him.
Amy to do mine, I must admit, because it gets a bit boring.
No one tell on me.
There's always my last one I had to do. I just thought you got 7 attempts and you had to get 70%. I thought, right, let's just just do it and see what happens. See if you can get through it without even reading it, which is what I did. I just thought, well, if I have to, I'll go back and read it. So it was fine. I passed it all, so obviously knew it. I didn't get 100%. I thought you didn't need the 100%. It just said you have to get 70% to pass. I thought, right, that's what I'm gonna do. It's always the same stuff. They just write it differently.
Yeah, I should really write down the answers every time.
So I
Spell
said,
them.
they screenshot stuff and then they just go back rather than memorize it. That's what the younger generation were telling me. They said, oh, you don't read it all and then do the test, do you? I said, well, yes. And they said, oh no, we just screenshot stuff that we think is essential, and then when the test
Oh,
just go
well, I
for
do
it.
that. Yeah, I do that for work. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
think
never
everyone does it. I didn't think to do that. See, I was really silly and I did it the proper way
Yeah.
until I heard that.
I had to
And then
look
I
up a
thought,
pic-
right,
Takes
I'll not
too
do it that
long.
way.
Yeah,
Huh?
I had to look up a picture of all the different fire extinguishers and
Oh,
then
yeah.
have that on my. And it's sort of like realistically, this sort of like, no offense if anyone does work in fire safety, but I was a bit like, if there's a fire, I do not need to know what fire extinguisher. I'm just getting out.
Yeah. Well, that's what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sounds
sound the
sensible,
alarm and
yeah.
run.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't know. And they got pictures of them anyway, so it tells you, doesn't it? If it doesn't, don't use it. Just go, like you say. Unless you're in danger and you can't get out the door without using one, why would you pick one up and fight the fire?
Because if it was a waste paper bin, you could probably stop the whole office burning down.
You probably could. I know
Yeah,
that one.
That's the gist
water.
of it.
That's
Exactly,
water
yes.
that one.
Yes. You see, you're an
There we
expert.
go. Awesome.
You could work in fire safety, you know.
I could. This guy's a lifelong ambition.
Yeah.
Just waiting. Sorry, probably should draw something now.
Oh, dear. Right, Miranda hasn't changed on our club, sorry.
No.
Loopy as ever. Right, ladies, let's get me. I'm just going to do the admin here. And where is my spotlight? Right. Just going to go down to my other camera and then flip it around because it'll be around the wrong way.
Oh, it's upside down.
Yeah, it's because I've got it on the other side, but it flips. Look, how clever is that?
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, it's just because I've got it on this side now, so I'm free to work. It's getting in my way, so it's one of those cameras that you can move around, which is really cool. Right, we'll just move out of the way. So we are working in landscape mode today, and on the usual grid system, as you can see there. And the first part we are going to plot on. So the grid system, for people who are, I know a couple of people are doing recordings. We are going to go from the center out to the right 14 dots 1 centimeter apart, back to center, and then 14 dots out to the left 1 centimeter apart, back to center, down 10 dots 1 centimeter apart, back to center, and then up 10 dots 1 centimeter apart and back to center. So we are going to plot on. What we're going to plot on first. So this is quite a lot we're going to plot on in the first instance. We're going to do the bridge. I'm going to put the horizon line on, and then we're going to work off what we're going to plot on that. We're going to put a bit more detail in, add in the rocks, pop in some trees. So you go, I told you it was easy, and off we go. Simple as simple. So Miranda, I can't remember if we had this system going with when you were on last on Art Club with the coordinates and stuff.
Yeah, I've already done my grid.
Hey, good one, yeah. Well done. So let's get started. Move that out of the way. Put that one behind me. Over there. Okay, so from the center here on the grid line, we're going to come down on the grid line and we're going to plot and highlight the 3 centimeter marker, the 4 centimeter marker, and the 4.5 centimeter marker. So that's those on the grid line. Then we're going to come down 3 centimeters and we're going to go out to the left 1 centimeter. Okay. And then we're going to come down, what's this one? We're going to come down 3.3 and we're going to go out to the left 4 centimeters. That one, that one. We're going to come down 4 centimeters and we're going to go out to the left 7.2. And then we're going to come down 4.3 and out to the left 5.4. Oh, got one right out here. So this is down 5.6 and out to the left 11.2. These ones on. Okay, so we're going to come down 6 centimeters and out to the left 6.3. So what? And down, what's that? Just double check that. Down 6.4 and out to the left 3 centimeters. That one. And this one is down 6.5 and out to the left 3.5. So down 6.5. Left 3.5.
Debbie, sorry, what was that? What was it out the left? Sorry.
3.5.
3.5.
Yes, right next to the other dot.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. We might need to adjust some of these. We'll have a look once we start. Everyone all right on that? Okay, so we're going to go on to the right hand side here. Let's do this top one up here. So this is down, I would say down 4.4 and out to the right now, out to the right 4.2. So down 4.4, out to the right 4.2. And down 5.8 and out to the right 4.2 again. 5.8, right, 4.2, under that one. There. That's those two, and then two more is, just double checking my measurements, down 6.5 and out to the right 2.1. Yeah. That one. Then down 6.6 and out to the right 1.7. Down 6.6, out to the right 1.7. They should be kind of similar distance. There should be 4 dots at the bottom there that are similar distance apart. This is what I've got behind here. Very odd system here. We've got these two here. Kind of should look similar to those there. I mean, obviously don't make yours as big as mine. It's just so you can see something like that going on. Do shout if you think you've got anything missing. Oh, let's put the horizon. We'll do the horizon line in a minute. We do the next sheet actually. Okay, let's plot those on. So I'm just going to highlight the dots that I've given you so far. Don't worry about the horizon line at the moment. So these are the measurements I've given you. And what we're doing is trying to plot out roughly the bridge. Don't worry about the water and all that rubbish at the moment. I'll do that in a minute. It's just to start to plot on the shape of the bridge. So just start from, this is a 3 centimetre marker here. Just start to draw yourself a line out, basically, to create this, the arch of the bridge, somewhere there. And then from the 3 centimetre marker again, you come down to the one there, and just come down and create that. And we want this arc going on with the bridge with these dots I've given you here. We just want that plotted out roughly, and then it all comes off that 3 centimetre marker down that side around, and just end it there because we're going to add in rocks and stuff. So just plot yours out as much as you can. Do shout if it's a problem. Hopefully all the dots kind of work out. Right, let's do mine, 3 centimetre marker. So I would do that top arc first. Like mine there, just done the top arc, and then I'm going to work off that 3 centimetre marker and start plotting the next bit of that one that comes down. And the 3 centimetre marker down the other side. And that's the 4 centimetre marker that goes through that top. To just get, I have to turn my page sideways to get a nice arc with my pencil. I mean, especially like a rickety stone bridge, so don't over worry about it. Man, if you want it perfect, then obviously you can play around with it a little bit. I got this cool little rubber the other day, like a pencil, not the electric one, it's even smaller. See it, looks like a pencil. It has a tiny little rubber. Funny little places apparently. A bit more delicate than an electric one that rubs out everything in sight, but it's handy. Get those sort of arches of that bridge quite, just play around with that till you kind of got something that you like. We will play around with it a little bit more anyway, so don't overly worry about that. So you should have something that resembles some kind of bridge on your page at the bottom there. And we're going to put the, is everyone all right? Sorry, I'm going in ahead. We've done all that. We'll kind of, probably not. And we've got to put the horizon line on, which is the next thing to do. Make sure everyone's put up.
Is that 3.2, Debbie, for the horizon?
Yeah, so just drop your ruler down to about 3.2. Draw yourself a line across. It's just slightly below the bridge. Doesn't have to be exact. I'm actually just going to drop my ruler down and use my eye. So it just goes below that 3. So I'm just going to do that. Just drop it down below the 3 centimetre marker and draw a line across. So you can measure it accurately or just draw your line across around that point, something like that. It's just below the bridge there. I probably haven't drawn mine straight. Remember to get a straight line. I'll do just a wobbly line. If you butt the edge of your ruler up against your page like that, you'll get a nice straight line. I've just done a wobbly one. Always doing it. Always doing it. Should know better. Right. How's everyone doing? So we've kind of got that all on our page. Jacob, are you okay, mate? Good. Leanne? Are you doing something else, Leanne? Are you doing what we're doing today?
No, for a change, I'm actually doing.
Oh,
do.
you having a go? Are you doing it with watercolours or are you doing something else?
No, I'm going to do watercolours. I'm saving my pastels for something soon.
Hey, something a bit. I've got that. Something a bit more, yeah, because this is quite tight, I think, for pastels, this picture, I think. But you never know, if you've got pencils, you could probably do it with pastels. Sorry, I forgot we've got to add a few bits more on. Put that on there. Why did I do that one? Okay. Right. So we're going to put the water on, and we're just going to do the art in the under the bridge there. Water art. Right. So we've got a few more dots on here. So you're going to come down, just going to check my measurements here. You're going to come down 4.8, and you're going to go out to the left by 1.5. So down 4.8 and out to the left 1.5. 4.8. And if it doesn't touch, it should hopefully touch around the arch at the top of your mine's out there on the arc of my bridge. If it's inside, doesn't matter. That's just where we're going to take that from. So it doesn't really matter if it's not quite. Should hopefully be where your arc is. Right, and then we're going to come down 6.2, and we're going to go out to the left 3 millimeters. Down 6.2, left 3 millimeters. Like that. Okay, so you can join those up now and create yourself a little arc round. That's the inside of the bridge. We're going to do that now. I've got the steps on this other sheet of paper, but we're going to do it now because we're going to add loads of other things as well. So just join that up. Try and follow the one you've done here. You kind of want to follow that with your eye round. Something like that. So it should have like this bit here and this bit here. Hopefully that makes sense with everybody. Yeah. And then we're going to come down. We're actually going to come down 6.5 centimeters. So just come down on the grid line 6.5 centimeters, and then just draw yourself a line across to those dots you've got sat there. That is actually just the water line that we're going to work on. So on my one here, I'm just going to come down 6.5 with my ruler, and then I'm just going to draw a line across horizontal like that. And that's it. We're just going to work off that. That's just the water line that we'll need somewhere along, because we're going to put rocks all under here. We don't need to put too much detail in at the moment, other than no, that's the water line that we're going to work off when we start drawing it. So you're going to see in a minute, because we're going to add some rocks in. Is everyone okay with all that?
Yeah.
We've got lots of stages on this bit. That's why I wanted to get rid of that. So we've already done this first stage here. We've done that and that. That's what we were going to do. So now we're going to add in, we'll do these numbers in a minute, because these are all the rocks, the bigger rocks in the foreground. I'm actually going to set my camera down a little bit. Just bear with me. I'll move it around a bit. Whoa. For you. So what I want you to do is we now need to start adding in the rocks. So you can see the stone wall round the bridge arc here. Now I've given you kind of the parameters to work in, but you can create your own little stonework on here. And here was the water line that we drew originally. So we're going to start plotting some of the rocks through. Now this number here is number 7 on your grid line. So you can see how that goes across, and then it sits and it goes across. We've got these arcs plotted in. We've got that, and we're going to take that further down. So yours sort of stops here, your orange bits. So you're actually going to carry on down to the 7. So you're going to take your arc down to about the 7 centimeter marker here. And start plotting in your rocks. Now they don't need to look exactly like mine. We want them odd. They need to look odd, but they're not all the same in the picture. If you look at different sizes, you have different sizes, smaller ones, bigger ones. It's up to you really. It's your bridge, so you kind of decide how you want to do that. but we're just going to start to draw in because you're going to paint them in, so you don't have to worry about them too much, but just start to roughly draw in where you want them. These are the rocks we're going to plant in now, and that one there, and that's like we're going down to the 7 centimetre marker here, and then we're going to plot these on in a minute. So that's what we want to do with that. We'll worry about those numbers in a minute. So if you can just draw in your version of those, and then you can rub out, once you've got your little rocks and stonework on, you can rub out those arcs. You don't need them, that top line. So you kind of know where you're going to plot yours in. So just do your version of it and follow it round, working on the picture or working on going however you want to do it, really. The more higgledy-piggledy they are, the better it is, really, because it's supposed to look like a handmade stone bridge. Got a little bit of angles going on, but you should be able to work those out from that 7 centimetre marker. Take that across and just create some little rocks underneath that bridge. Did anyone watch that Netflix thing? I probably got you turned on mute with
Meghan and Harry.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Have
What's
you
it
watched
like?
it?
I refuse.
Do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it any
sorry,
good?
but I don't want to give them the satisfaction of paying, you know, Netflix giving them any money for it.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's actually quite. I've watched 2 of them.
What did you think, Debbie?
I would say, you know, like my husband said, it's not like that at all. It reminded me of when, because he said, "Oh, she didn't get paid for hers when she did it with not Bashir, whatever his name
Yeah,
was."
yeah, yeah.
Martin
It
Bashir.
reminded me of the interview she did with him. As
Well, he
in,
was as crooked as they came, wasn't he?
yeah. I just feel he feels like her, and he did stay in those, but I've only seen 2 of them. I haven't seen the 3rd one yet. Well, there's 3 more out now. I haven't seen any of those either. I have to keep reminding myself she's an actress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure is.
And you know, they say she went into it blind. Probably
Absolutely.
not. Exactly. I think that too. It's a difficult one, but I didn't want to watch it to start with, but I thought I need to, if I can't have an opinion on something I haven't seen.
Yeah, that's fair.
And my dad just said, not my dad, my husband just said, well, they've really got paid for it, so it makes no difference if you watch it or not. I went, oh, good point, really. So it's already been done.
Yeah.
And he said, you can't really have an opinion if you don't really see what they're saying about it. And yeah, I agree. I haven't seen the next 2 look quite brutal from what I've heard on the news today, so I'm not sure.
I think it was like a warm-up session. When I watched 3, yeah. So I think it all started off about how they'd sort of done a runner really from the royal family, and it was what they're doing now and all their charitable works, and so it's all about warming the audience up, perhaps a leaning towards them.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that was clever. And so that's how it started off. And I mean, you know, I did have quite a lot of sympathy with Harry.
Yeah, I did
sad
too.
for him, really, really sad for him, because I think he came across actually well. But then Meghan started, and then I thought, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I get her point. But then she came out with some bloody stupid comments, like she didn't realise that she had to curtsy to the Queen inside the palace. And I just thought, for goodness sake, you know, it's out of respect. You must have got briefed.
Well, she didn't know the national anthem, did she?
Oh yeah, the national anthem, yeah, that got me.
Yeah, and I just thought, really, you know, it's not Hollywood. It's not like you hang up your actor's outfit when you go inside the palace. You have to be transparent.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, so she did get me a bit. I think she has manipulated Harry somewhat.
Oh yeah, completely.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
To a way of thinking. I don't know. The jury's out for me at the minute. But
I think you're right. I think she is. You have to keep remembering she's an actress. I keep saying she's an actress. Just remember she's an actress. She's crying. You're like, yes, she can do that. She can just do that as part of. That's what she does. That's her job.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the palace were a bit like suck it up because that's what they tell.
I think very hard. I will say. I mean, you've only got to see what happened to Diana, really. And I think what happened to her was appalling.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But by the same time, I'd like to think that the royal family have changed somewhat.
I said to my husband, I don't think Harry's moved on from that. I think he's still traumatized by it. I think he needs help from it because he still goes on about it.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
And I think he didn't get the help at the time. And I think that's probably what the royal family didn't do correctly.
Nor did William.
Yeah.
No, William didn't either.
Don't forget, he was not that this is I don't know, an excuse, although that's quite a broad term, really. But he was quite a bit older, and Harry was only 12.
He wasn't quite a bit, though, was he? It was only
12, and William was 15.
Yeah, did you see?
Yeah,
I saw because they put the coffin
That's
on
quite, I know with my kids, you know, that's quite an age gap, really, for maturity.
Yeah, I just think that's for me watching. I've only watched 1 and 2. When I've watched that, they're the two. That's what came into my head. That's where I thought, yeah, the palace did let him down in that respect. But that's just what I felt. I don't think
they did it on purpose, though.
No, I don't think they did either. I think everyone was so traumatized, no one really knew what to do.
No.
I think it was just a messy time. I just think it was just no one just really did anything properly. It was just shock for everybody, and you can imagine if it was your own flesh and blood, how much of a shock it was. So yeah, and I don't think he's ever got over it personally. I don't think.
I mean, my eldest, he was 9 when he lost his granddad.
Yeah.
And Will was 6. And I just remember Joe just went into shutdown. He shut down for years and wasn't really able to talk about it because he was really, really close to my dad.
Yeah.
And my dad and Joe used to do a lot of like stuff in the workshop with tools and stuff. And, you know, after my dad died, he never touched that toolbox.
Oh.
He just couldn't, you know, it's only now that he has picked up the tools and he's 29.
So maybe Harry just needs to get this documentary out of his system. Maybe he feels that if this does it, but then, like you said, I do think
Why go over there on the basis that you want privacy, you want,
and then absolutely,
and then you're airing your dirty linen, aren't you?
Sorry,
I do think that's her influence personally.
It is, yeah. It's just such a shame because, anyway.
He's a mixed up boy. Bless his little heart. I've kind of drawn that on my kind of picture as I'm going. I don't know how. If that's probably easier for you to see. I didn't want to watch it. Like you say, I didn't want to give them money, but equally, I felt I needed to watch it to kind of form an opinion on it, because it's like I always tell my husband, well, you can't form an opinion on a book if you haven't read it. So I kind of thought, well, I've got to really watch it to form an opinion on it. But I said I only watched 2, and I do think it is very staged. Like you say, the first bit's all about how lovely they are and the charity they do. They are very clever. Netflix have done a very good job. But from what I've seen, I just think poor Harry he's still traumatized from his mum's death, and I think he's not got over it. And
I think he's quite angry, which is understandable because he's
very
obviously
angry.
calm, isn't he? So
Very angry about everything, and he just takes, you know, to protect his family, he's just basically gone in from what he remembers about his mum. And I think Megan plays on that because it's great for her. This is what she does. You've got to remember she's an actress. She's a trained actress, so she can do anything. Cry at a drop of a hat.
And to come out with the suicide card, I think, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, apparently that's this week, isn't it? I haven't seen that one. That's not.
No, but I mean, just to hear the story of it, and when she chose to tell him, and all of that stuff. It was just
Manipulation.
Yeah.
I agree with that one. 100%, Sarah. 100%. He's you know, I think he's too good for her, but that's
absolutely.
I shouldn't say that really. But how's everyone doing with their bridges? Have we got them on?
yeah,
Cool. We're going to put out the bigger stones. Have you seen it, Miranda?
I'm still here.
Have you seen it, the Netflix thing?
Yes, I have.
Oh, are we on the? You probably don't want to say it.
That's why I'm not saying anything.
Oh, it's I think it had to be done. I'm pleased they did it. I'm pleased they did it because I think something needs to be done.
I thought what was interesting was he said, I thought the first three were very much more about the press and what happened with the press.
Yes.
And the contracts the palace had with the press, and how if you didn't do what the press wanted, they absolutely slaughtered you. And that was exactly what happened after the programme. You know, 18 pages in the Daily Mail, saying how terrible he was.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what he was saying, that anything they did.
It was inevitable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was inevitable.
Bless him. Well, I just thought they were going to America to hide. He didn't do that.
Clearly not.
no.
Oh, well, the trouble
If
is,
he was out there by himself, I think he would.
oh yes, absolutely. But that's
so-
not what she does. I don't think she's not a horrible person. She's an actress. They don't hide.
She's a manipulator, isn't she? I think.
That's probably quite not that, but. She's probably not that bad, Sarah, but she just knows how to play the game a little bit. Let's put it that way. Right, so what are we doing now? I've lost track of what we're doing. Okay, so we are plotting on, so we've got the bridge on there. We're going to plot on these big rocks now and points to pop those on. And then we're going to start to put the trees on. Right, let's go over this side first and get these on. So you're going to come down 7.3 and you're going to go out to the left 2.4.
Oh, lost me doody.
Down 7.3.
Out to what was it? Sorry.
2.4.
2.4.
Sorry, Debbie, could you repeat those again?
Yes, so down 7.3 and out to the left 2.4. Let's put this one on. And then we're going to come down 7.2. And we're going to go out to the left 3.1.
Out to the left, what was that last one?
3.1, Jacob. Yeah. I'm going to come down 8 centimetres and out to the left 4 centimetres.
To the left.
Left, sorry, yep. We're all on the left. Ignore my left and right.
Oh, we're on the left. Oh,
We're on
I've
the
done them
left.
on the right. Sorry, I've done them on the right. Okay, I'm sorry, that's my fault. I'll have to do it again.
That's right. Did I say left? I probably didn't.
I don't know. Sorry, so it was down 7.3.
Yeah, and out to the left 2.4.
2.4 is me not concentrating.
Right, you must have drawn them in the rocks over here.
And then 7.2 was it?
Yeah, and out to the left 3.1.
3.1. Right, and
then
sorry, the
down,
next.
that's right. Then down 8 centimetres.
Yeah.
And out to the left 4. That's all the talk of Harry, isn't it?
Exactly.
He's sending you all a tiz. So we've got 3 dots at the moment. Are you all right with that? Has everyone got
Yep.
their 3 dots? Cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to come down. Well, we're going to come down 8.7 and out to the left 3 centimeters. And then down 9 centimeters and out to the left 4 centimeters.
Sorry, Debbie, I'm losing the plot now.
That's
So
all right. Down 9.
Yeah.
And out to the left 4.
It's catching.
it is. I was going down to the 10 marker, and then
Well, we're right on the 10. We're going to
around
go down
really.
10.3 because you might be right to the edge of your page.
Oh, I am then. Yeah.
So down 10.3.
Blimey.
And
Wow.
if it's on the edge, just take it slightly up a bit. And then we're going to go out to the left 7 centimeters. So you're right on the corner of your page, down the edge of your page.
Oh,
Don't fit on this page.
okay.
So if you can't fit it, just go down about 3 mil above the edge of your page and go out 7 centimeters. I can't fit it on the one here. I can on that one there for some reason. Depends where you've got your pointer. So you should have something. I couldn't fit this one on. It wouldn't go down. It'd only go down 10 centimeters. So I just went out to the left 7 and just took a centimeter marker. So you should have some markers that look a bit bizarrely like that. Then we're going to do the dots the other side. So we're on the right hand side now.
Right side.
Right hand side. So we are going to come down 7.7 and out to the right 5 centimeters. 7.7, 5 meters. First one.
Mm-hmm.
And then down 8.5 and out to the right 8 centimeters. Then down 8.8 and out to the right 11.2.
Mm-hmm.
0.2. Cool. Right. Let's get these on. So, where's my orange pen? Let's work on this side first, because these are the markers I've given you over this side. So don't ignore the tree and all that. We don't do that at the moment. These are the markers I've just given you. Just wait for a minute and we'll start to fill those in. So if you have got your bridge, you can bring it down. We've got these markers. Well, we've got these markers here. We're going to start off here. This is the marker here. So we're going to bring that round and join that up. And then you can swing it down to that one there. So basically, got that one there, bring it round, and you're going to swing that round, that one there. And that's the start of your rocks. And then you've got these two here. So just join those up. So join the dots that you've got up first. You've got this one here. So then once you've got those all joined up, you can then start to add and obviously make them more rock-like and less square once we've got the lines in. And then this line here, we just join up with that dot there. I'm just going to join that up. They'll look quite square at the moment, but then we'll just make them look like rocks in a minute. You've had that one on there.
No,
No.
That one on there. Right?
I've just made it up.
Yeah, just make it up. It's like, well, that one there either. Yeah, make it up. It's fine. So it's about, if you want a rough idea, it sits about the 9 centimeter marker, that one there. You just take your ruler. It probably sits level with the other one, actually. The other one here.
9? Is that 9?
8, sorry.
Oh,
8. Sorry, it's about there. Just take it, your ruler, and just do a little dot. So you can take that round and pop that on. So once you've got those on, you can add in the little extra bits. You can just add that in and create your rock shapes. As from the picture. I'll use that as a rough guide. They just need to look like rocks. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. They just sit on the water's edge. As long as they look something rock-like. I've made mine a bit square, so I'm going to make mine a bit more rounded. And then, what's the picture like that? Ooh, someone sounds a bit rough.
Yeah, sorry, that's me. I'll
Yeah.
put myself on mute. Otherwise, I'll be just
Oh, you're all right. It's not
blathering.
going around at the moment. Just create something, just make them a bit more rounded. So I'm going to make that one a bit more rounded once I get. And then we're going to make that, take that across. So it kind of the bridge sits behind it now. And you can work on the other side if you've finished that side. So these are the little markers I've given you. Not that they're really much help, because it's actually sometimes better just to draw them on yourself. I mean, you can use these markers if it helps. It just kind of almost just gives you that, how the riverbed goes. Ooh, might have to put it on screen so you can see. So it could just helps you give like the idea where the riverbed goes. So you can just draw them on yourself, or you can use the dots. It's really up to you. It just gives you an idea how to plot that on. I think it's easier just to draw them on yourself, and then you're going to paint them in anyway. You can use picture as reference if you prefer. That's kind of how it goes. So I'll get this off this clipboard here. Very annoying. There we go. I think it's easier just to draw what you see and just put it on yourself. And rocks can all look different. These bits here are just a shading, so I know where to do it when I'm doing my watercolouring, but you don't need to put that on there at all.
Debbie, can you just swing back that last sketch of the left-hand side rocks? That's it. Sorry.
That's all right. No, that's no, sorry. I'll leave it like that, and you can draw them on. Just draw something that resembles rocks. That's all.
Whatever they are, whatever they look like.
Yeah, doesn't matter what they look like because they've been worn away by the water. Basically, a rock starts off as a square like that. And then it gets worn away. That's all we're after. So this, we've got the, from here, we've got the basis of that in already. So you're going to just take that angle down to that dot. And then this is a square really, but you can make it a bit dipped if you want. We can have it as a square. And it kind of just follows this angle. So basically you've got this going on. So they're the dots I gave you, that going on, and that going on. That's like an area parallel that you're going to work in. It's good to do a bit of freehand. Anyone got ideas? I'm starting to draw up January's now. You don't want anything particular? I did think for chicken, but that's not come on my parameters yet of what I want to do. I could change the animal.
Been waiting 2 years for a chicken.
All right, I'll do your chicken then. I'll do your chicken as promised. Right. There is a chicken there. I kind of looked and thought, do I do the chicken or do I do the cat? Chicken or cat?
We've done a cat.
We have done a cat. Okay, we'll do chicken then.
Don't favourite cat.
Yeah, chicken. You can't get Sarah all excited and then dash her hopes
and then say no chicken.
Yeah, that's
all right then, mate. I'll do the chicken because January's about we're doing techniques. I want to get some techniques. Glass. We're going to do glass. Is going to be one of them. That is. I quite like glass.
Glass.
Yeah, you can scratch your head on that one, but it's all right.
I went to a workshop last night and it was alcohol ink baubles.
Oh, I love that.
No, it was awful.
Oh,
it was really bad. Yeah, because the thing is, the clay baubles are so porous that the alcohol ink doesn't do anything.
No, it won't. You've got to put like a base on it.
Well, we didn't. I don't know. I don't think she quite knew what she was doing. she gave us all these pieces of paper to start with, so you could practice, and they were great because they had like a shiny finish. Yeah. So you put your ink, and then you put your alcohol, and then you did a bit, and it all went splurgy, splodgy, splurge, and lovely.
Yeah.
And then you got your bauble and you tried to do the same thing and nothing happened.
Oh.
It was most odd. Most odd.
Did she say why it didn't happen or didn't really know?
No, I think she was slightly, I don't know whether she was a bit embarrassed or
Oh,
whether,
bless her.
I don't know, but it was just like, well, we spent
Drinking the
£35 on this workshop and
How much?
came back and threw it in the bin, you know.
No,
it's-
she just needed to not varnish it, but put some undercoat on them so they didn't.
Yes, they needed some sort of glossy finish. Really, you'd have been better off with plastic baubles.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so is it like you can draw on glass with it, that stuff?
Well, I don't know whether you can or not, because obviously we didn't do that. We just had this shiny paper and then we had 3
Yeah, it
baubles.
sounds like you could draw on a bit of glass with it.
And also, when I watched videos when I got home lying in bed on YouTube,
yours,
people-
yours didn't work. Yeah, go on.
what people do is they get like a palette and they put a bit of ink, you know, a bit of the different colours in and use a little brush, because you can't control it. Straight from the bottle, you can't control where this ink goes.
No, well, it's
So
a
if
bit
you
like that powder we've got, that Brusho stuff.
Yeah.
You've got
But
to
if
kind
you-
of.
But she didn't really explain it very well. So I think for people who were trying to do like a pattern,
Oh,
like
God.
a more precise pattern, well, you couldn't do it. It was
No.
a bit embarrassing, really.
Oh, you should have just stuck to YouTube then, Sarah, and saved yourself
Well,
30 quid.
I should have done, but I didn't know that at the time. But thanks for that advice.
Sorry.
That's useful.
Well, maybe
Next time I'll ask you before I book one, shall I?
Yeah,
Because
just
I watched
ask
the
my
YouTube
permission.
video.
I'll give you a review.
maybe let's just put it. Maybe she just ordered the wrong baubles and thought they were already coated with something and got the wrong.
Well, maybe she did, but she still took our money, and yeah, I don't know.
You know, that's a shame. I mean, she should have. I would have something in my work. You've got stuff in your studio that you can paint over it. So I mean,
Yeah.
you can paint lots of stuff. I mean, to be honest, you could have got some white acrylic. Well, they're white, the base color.
Yeah, they were white clay.
So you could have got white acrylic and just paint them all over with white acrylic and then drawn on them, because that's kind of gives you a surface to draw on them.
Yeah.
Something like that. And just you
But-
might have to wait half an hour with a hairdryer till you got the surface.
Well, that was the other thing. You see, there were 14 of us, and there
Oh.
weren't really enough inks. And so you've got like little groups. So you've got one couple at the back. Well, they took about 12 inks between them.
Oh.
Well, there
okay.
weren't enough. So then, and then the colours like the silver and gold for this time of year that you can imagine would be
Disappeared,
quite
I can
popular.
imagine.
There were only 2, and 2 of each, and 1 of each broke.
Oh God.
So it was
Oh,
like,
no.
and I was halfway through my one bauble, and I ran. Let me show you. And I ran out of. They're not quite in the bin.
I'm intrigued. I don't even know what. Can everyone see, or are you just seeing me? Can you see, Sarah?
No, I've gone to gallery view because I want to look now.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's
wouldn't
no thing,
worry.
'cause I don't know what Sarah's bought.
I wouldn't worry. I tell you. Right. So this is one bauble,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
but if you can see, because we had no brush or anything, you had to sort of drip the.
I
You
can
had to
see.
sort of put the ink.
Yeah.
And then wait for it to run, but it didn't run like, oh, I don't know, it was just,
Like it would if you dropped custard over a Christmas pudding. It would
I
run.
mean,
Oh,
look
that's
at
nice.
that. I mean, look at it, what a mess.
It looks
Quite
quite
like
nice.
those, Sarah.
I like the artiness of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Bet
different.
you could put them on
Nice.
Etsy and sell them for like £50 each. You know,
Oh, well, I'll
handmade.
give it a go then, shall I?
Give it. Get your money back.
Of course,
And the
Sarah.
other thing was that what she didn't say was when you painted on these, if you put the alcohol on the top, it took the colour out.
Oh, what's the
So
alcohol
when-
supposed to do?
When you were doing it on paper, it made the colour go floop and flue and, you know, all
Yeah.
splidgy. When you did it on here, it just sort of removed the colour.
What
Oh,
is it supposed to do then? The alcohol?
Well, I don't think on these baubles, I don't think they work. I don't think the alcohol works.
Because it
And
would
then there
almost be sensible to have one of those droppers. You know, those
Yes.
droppers to get. That might have been better. 'cause
Yeah,
then
I
you
think
could
brush.
sort of,
I
yeah.
actually think a little brush, because
Right.
then you could actually direct, you know, because on
Yeah, you need
paper
one of
you can
those
blow
little-
it.
I've got one of those art droppers. Where are they? Oh, sorry, I'm going to
Yeah.
knock my camera in a minute. I'll just-
On the paper, she was saying, you know, blow it and then it will make all sorts of patterns.
You
Well,
need one of these things where you can like suck up the ink and then you
Yeah.
just stick it
Oh,
on.
yeah. Or even, as I say, just a tiny brush.
Or you can have a straw and blow it. That would work, like we were doing
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, they didn't provide any straws.
Oh, mate, you're done. No
I'll tell
straws. I'm disappointed. Right. I'm digressing.
Gutted. Bloody gutted.
Yeah.
You need to draw some bricks. I don't know whether I put that in one of my instructions. I can see I've done it in orange just here. Just see, it's just for guidance. You're just going to paint them in roughly with your brush. That needs to go on as well. So now we're gonna, has everyone done their rocks and quite happy with them? My rocks are drawn differently again, but they're kind of just so the river kind of just flows out from under the bridge and we kind of follow that line. That's all we're after, some rock kind of shapes going on. Are we all right with our rocks?
Yeah.
Happy with them? Cool.
We've got lovely rocks.
What's that?
We've got lovely rocks.
You've got lovely rocks. Good,
Yeah.
Sarah. I'm happy you've got lovely rocks. So we are going to plot out. Well, you know, happy with baubles, bless you.
Are we supposed to have drawn a tree?
You know, not yet. We haven't done that bit yet. You've got carried away with your baubles. You're going a bit ahead of time. Right, so we're just going to plot out where the trees go. And then you're going to put, you can draw this in a minute. We're just going to plot these out and then we're going to put in the other trees on. Right, no, digressing. Right, so we'll do these ones over this side. And then we're going to draw this little one on in a minute. I just want to get these plots on. So we come down first, don't we? So we come down. Oh, we're on the, come down. We're on the horizon line. That's why I haven't written anything. If that makes any sense.
Horizon line. Oh, right.
Yes. So I was just thinking where my coordinates. That's why I was sounding a bit strange. So on the horizon line, out to the right, you're going to plot 7.4 and 8.2.
Right.
4 and 8.2. And on the horizon line, the other way, we've got one at over to the left-hand side at 9.8. Doesn't change on here, Miranda.
What's that?
And
What do you mean by that?
We all digress, sorry. And 8.7. And then we've got a couple over the bridge here. You can use your horizon line if you want. Better. Wherever your little arc of your bridge goes, we're going to put 2 here because there's a tree that pops out the top. We're just going to plot that on. So we've got depends where you arc your bridges, so it doesn't really matter. You're going to come down 2.9 and you're going to go out to the left 2.2.
2.9. Hold on a minute. Oh God.
All right. Or equally, just go out to the left 2.2 on the top of your bridge.
So and then out to the left, how many?
2.2.
2.2.
2.2. Got so many rulers floating around. And then on the 2.9 again, so it's down 2.9 again and out to the left 1.6. Now we're just going to plot these ones on the horizon line. So you're going to go out to the right 7.4. Highlight that one.
On the horizon line.
Oh, sorry, the grid line.
Oh,
my Lord.
The grid line now, up to the grid line here.
yeah.
Out to the right 7.4 and 7.8. This is just a rough guide for the trees. You don't have to follow them exactly. And then we're still on the grid line. You need to go out to the left 9.5 and 9 centimeters. And then also out to the left 2 centimeters and 1.5. So you can kind of guesstimate those. And that's just a rough guide for your trees. So then, as Sarah says, you haven't got that little tree on, so just plot that on. Just needs to be in free. I mean, I then added bits on when I painted it. It's just this one here. Doesn't have to look exactly like mine, but we just need that on there. So you know where to paint it roughly. So you're going to just paint that. A lot of it's going to be painted on as we go. Just rough, I'm just going to roughly draw it in so I know where it is. You'll need a lot, one like that little brush that we bought to paint with. I'll do a chicken with not fur. What do they have? Feathers. Then.
Well, normally, yeah. I don't know about
put fur on it. A chicken.
Debbie, there was this thing online that I saw that looked quite cool.
What was that, Jacob?
I know, I'll try and send it to you.
Is it a picture?
Was it a chicken?
Yes.
Is it a chicken?
No, unfortunately.
Okay, let me down.
No chicken.
So Debbie, are we going to draw that mouse that I sent you?
Oh, the mouse is on my list to be done, not in January, because it's more of a February coming out, March.
Well, it was actually in my gardener's world in November.
Was it? Well, we can't do it in November, so we're going to do it like. I was going to say,
never
Sandra,
Don't
send
worry,
me
I'm
a
not
better
sending
copy of it,
Pardon?
as in more upright picture of it, so I can see a better picture of it,
Oh yeah, I can do. Yep.
and then I can plot that in. I haven't done it. I could do the dormouse. Which one will I use for that one then? Ooh.
I tell you, I could probably drop it round actually, because I've got a Christmas card for you, so I'll drop it round.
Oh yeah, just drop it round, then I can have a look at it. So yeah, just roughly plot. I mean, I've just literally I haven't drawn it as precisely there. I've just scribbled it in, so I know it goes around that area in front of the bridge. So just literally going to pop it in with a bit of brown paint. See what I'm going to do.
The one on your picture has a branch that goes right across the entrance.
Yeah, I decided to paint that on. I just didn't want it to
Oh,
get
you did it.
confused. The reason why we were going to do it later when we painted, because I didn't want you to get confused with all the bridges.
No,
It just gets a bit.
I think that's very wise.
Busy here at the moment with all the dots and numbers. I decided to leave that off. We'll paint that on when we do it, because I don't think I even drew it, and I decided to add that in when I did it in the end. So no, it's not on there at the moment. So these are the parameters for the trees, which you're just going to pop on like you said yourself. Where am my pen? I've just given you the dots, but you don't have to follow them precisely at all. I've higgled the horizon line up now, so it's not so straight. It's in the picture. It's probably a bit straighter than my picture there. And it's for you to pop on. So basically, it's this tree here, and we've got this tree here and this one here. We're going to plot, but then we add the other ones in just with paint. So we won't we're going to draw the other smaller ones on, so we know where to paint when we start adding it all in. So they're just a rough idea, because a lot of them are faded, and then we're going to dry it, and then we're going to go over top. So you will see your pencil marks through. But this is just a rough idea. So I don't want you to draw too much detail with the trees. I've drawn it so you can kind of see, but you can draw a little bit of detail so you know what you're going to do, and then you're just going to paint it on with your brush. I don't know if you can see there my pencil marks underneath, and I just went over the top with my brush. You see that? That's what we're after. So you kind of decide how much detail you want to put in. You can see my pencil marks underneath and how much you don't, because we're going to create the trees mostly with our brushes. But yeah, get on there and put your trees in. The beauty of this, the watercolour paper starts to do all the work on this one. That's what I like about it. Okay, so it's a chicken. I'll do a chicken instead of a cat.
If you
I
could.
think you need to.
I did. It's in my pile. I keep looking at it, thinking, I could do feathers instead of fur.
I want a loose chicken though.
Oh, oh my God, you don't want. We can't be loose. We're having a tight one, and then I'll give you a loose one in Easter when we eat them.
What? Mabel, close your ears.
No eating chickens on in the
We'll give you a loose one at Easter, but we'll do we need to do a tight one for January, because I want to do feathers or fur or something.
I don't think chickens have fur.
No,
Do
they have
they?
feathers though, don't they?
They have feathers, yeah.
So we can do feathers the same way as we do
Yeah.
fur. It's the same technique they use for fur.
Unless Mabel's got fur, is she?
Oh, I don't know.
She's molting, bless her, at the moment, so she's not got much of anything.
Oh God,
bless
she's
her.
freezing.
Yeah.
Why is she molting in this weather?
Well, I don't know.
You sure you've got a chicken and not a cat?
I've got 2 cats. They're okay.
Oh, bless her. Why is she molting?
I don't know. They do molt sort of November, December, some of them.
Do they?
Yeah, it's just one of those things. She had one molt and then she's decided to lose the front feathers as well.
Oh, bit wrong time of year, bless her little heart, to be doing
No, I know. But what can you do?
that. Nothing, can't be sticking back on.
No, tried it.
Okay, so chicken. Chicken, I'll have to be, I'm taking this all up to Norfolk, all my work, so I'll do your chicken.
What's furry? I'm trying to think.
What's furry?
Yeah.
I was going to do a cat.
Animal.
Can't you do a dog?
I did
Oh,
think of
yeah.
a dog.
When?
A dog.
When did you do a dog?
I haven't done a dog.
Oh no. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's do a
I
dog.
haven't done a cat then, have I?
Yeah, we did that black and white cat.
Oh, that was my cat. Oh, yeah.
That one like that.
Yeah, the Siamese.
Yeah.
No, that
What
was
about
my
a bear?
A bear.
A sheep.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I
Sheep.
did your sheep. I know. Sarah likes sheep.
Sheep. I love sheeps.
Sheep.
Right, let's have a look. What's, Jacob?
I know what you can do.
Oh,
Do jellyfish. That looks
Hang
nice.
on. I'm
Jacob,
sending
you
a
need to go into
picture.
my recordings.
You can do a picture. I've just sent a picture to you.
Okay. Oh, whose is that?
That's my little dog.
Oh, that's cute.
That's Olive.
Oh, we could
She
do
couldn't
that.
work out when I had COVID, why I was in bed for so long.
Oh,
Please.
Thought you were
I
lazy.
show her little face,
Yeah.
everybody.
She was
Look.
just looking at
Look.
me.
oh. Like, come on, man.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
It's cute, isn't it? Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so I'm going to change my cat then. I'm a bit biased with the cat, I must admit. Change my cat to a chicken. Okay, and we'll do a dog. We will do a dog. Oh.
Yeah, we need to do a dog.
Maybe I'll just do a cat and dog time, but then that
Yeah.
I could
Yeah,
do-
we could have a farmyard.
okay.
Yes.
Sheep and a pig.
Farmyard.
With-
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's all different types of fur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is actually.
There
Well,
you
we'll have
go.
a farmyard session then.
We like animals.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the chicken. I'll take the cat off.
I'll show you the chicken I did. Mind you, you won't. You'll think it's a bit odd.
The chicken I was looking at was black and white, so I don't know if it's a chicken. That's the one I was looking at. They're like stripes it had. Look quite nice. I don't know if that's proper chicken or what sort of chicken that is. Black and white striped chicken. What have you got?
That's the chicken I did.
Oh yeah, you did that on the face to face, didn't you?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
had that
did.
meeting.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I like that. Well, you've done that, so you don't need to do that anymore.
I do. Honestly.
We'll do a looser one, I promise. But this one needs to be tight because I need to do fur or feathers or something. So the one
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
So I saw one that was black and white stripes. Is that kind of a normal chicken or is that a fancy chicken?
Stripe. More speckled normally, but the speckles might be in like stripes.
Yeah, they look like stripes, but they're not like stripes. Yeah. Are they speckled hens?
Yeah, my Maudie was like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on a winner then.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like that one.
Yes, that's it. Yes. In the middle.
It's not that I
Black and
like chickens or anything.
So this kind of look.
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
that's nice.
That's stripy in my head, but that's probably not stripy in your
Speckled
head.
hen. Speckled hen.
Yeah, so that. We'll do that,
Yeah.
basically that.
Yeah.
Something like that. But we will.
Gorgeous.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, you win. We get the hen, chicken. And I'll do a looser one later.
She is actually a hen, funnily enough.
What is?
They are hens, not chickens, really.
Oh, hen. Is that, there's a difference?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if there's a difference, but there's certainly a amongst, and I'm not one of them, but amongst the chicken fraternity,
Yes.
I think there is a sort of a difference between whether you call them chickens or whether you call them hens. They are the same thing, but I
Oh,
think if you're quite old school about it, I think they're hens.
oh, okay.
Because aren't hens female though?
Well, they're all female, aren't they? Unless they're cockerels.
Unless they're cockerels, yeah.
So that's what I mean. That's why it's a bit odd.
Oh, okay.
But when I've said to a few people about chickens, and I've been reprimanded.
Oh, okay.
You have hens.
Right. Okay. I'd run, Sarah, if they say that to you. They sound very strange. Right. So we're going to add just the odd trees on in between. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 to add on, just so you know where they are. This is about 7.5 centimetre marker approximately. So just draw yourself a line down. This is right in this weird line in the middle. You can see how it goes up, and it's that middle one here on the bridge. See this one here that we've drawn in, we're going to make very blobby, basically.
What is that?
Well, that's just the background. It's in the distance. That's that one there. We're just going to add a load of paint and it will just cover it.
It's a bit of a mess, Debbie.
Yes, exactly. It's supposed to be. And this one here is at about the 3 centimetre marker. And then this is down at about the 12 centimetre marker. Just approximately. You can just draw a straight line if you want. You don't have to draw the tree. It's up to you. It depends how your head works. As remembering where things need to go. Yes, drop that mouse off. I'm probably going to pop that in.
Oh, not a real one, just a picture.
Yeah.
No, we've had real ones in the house before.
Yeah, I don't
We
think
lived
it'll
in
go
our house. Because the cats bring them in.
I found a rat on my mat last week.
No.
Oh, lovely.
It was frozen solid.
Oh God! Did it
And
go
I
with
swear to
frostbite?
I went out with the dog into the garden, and I came back in, and the rat was on the mat, and the 2 cats were just sort of circling as if to say, no, nothing to do with us. No, we just found it. No. And I was like, oh my God, what do I do with that? Oh,
And it was frozen solid.
it was frozen solid.
Do you think it died of cold then, or they killed it?
I think it was already, well, I don't know. I don't know. I dread to think, really.
Maybe it was half asleep with cold, and then they killed it off then.
Or it either died and they found it and felt very pleased.
Probably not with cats. No, my cats.
Or they'd killed it earlier, and it had a bit of a cold, chilly night, and then they decided to show me.
Yeah, there you go, Sarah. That's your dinner.
Oh God! I mean, oh my, freaked me out.
God, no, I don't like that. Ever since I had them in the loft earlier on in the year, it's just freaked me out.
What have you had in your loft?
Rats earlier on in the year. Yeah, in fact, I think
scurrying around then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
God. Okay.
It was just before I was going to have new insulation in my loft. I mean, the timing, I couldn't believe the timing really. But I had to get some pest control guy around, sort it out. But I don't really think he did sort it. I think because I went on to YouTube because I was so desperate because they were really loud. I could hear them at night. They used to wake me up. It was like they had hobnail boots on. And so on the internet, it said they hate citronella or peppermint oil.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I put it in they said the exit points. And do you know what? I think about a day later, I didn't hear a thing.
Oh.
So yeah, it was awful actually. But I think I heard a couple of little mice up in the loft the other night. It definitely wasn't rats. It wasn't the same noise.
Okay. It's lighter.
So, yeah, but they've gone, thank God. But it's a horrible feeling when you know you've got them in your house.
Yeah.
It's you just feel
we've got traps everywhere.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah, underneath the kitchen, like there's between us. Yeah, just laying traps everywhere. Just waiting. Every now and then you kind of hear a loud noise. You're like, oh, got to empty that one.
Oh no!
Have you got them as well, Leanne?
Yeah, there's nothing we can do, unfortunately, because of the old house. And
well, we have the fields once they get in. You need cats. You got cats?
No, not cats.
We have fields at the back of our house, and the cats used to bring rats off the fields, basically. And they have, and they used to have a play park next door. And when they lifted them, put new matting down for the play park, they found big rats' nests and they live obviously in nests. That's probably where they used to come from. So there's probably a nest nearby.
Yeah, it's because next door keep feeding them.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that doesn't really help.
Oh,
Yeah, so continues, and then that's it. You just see them like running along the fence, or we saw one that was frozen inside the bird feeder the other day. I shouldn't laugh.
oh, you're like, yeah, run down.
His mate was on my map.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Are we penning this in, Deb?
no,
please?
don't touch it.
Oh, sorry.
We're at this stage. So basically, you should have something like that on
Could
your
you move it
front.
over just a wee bit to the left so that
I'm
I
just
can
going
see
to
that
lift it all up now. So
very far tree? Okay.
Just hold on. I'm going to lift my camera up now. So just,
Oh, that's it.
work. Just let me get my camera in the right place. Oh, sorry. Just ignore that.
Breathe.
Give me 2 secs. I'm going to need to be up here. Okay, there we go. So any grid lines you need to get rid of. I mean, my pencil marks are quite heavy. It's only so you can see where I'm painting. If you can do it lighter, then do it lighter. And I'm just going to get my rubber. If you've got a putty rubber, I did have one. I can't remember what I did with it. But you can either, putty rubber is ideal, and it just goes over everything and lightly rubs it off. If you haven't, just use this and go very lightly, hold it quite loosely, just to take off some of the pencil, because once we go over it with watercolors, it's very difficult to get it off once it's paint. But we are going to paint a lot of this in brown, so that's quite a nice dark color to hide stuff. Just if your rubber's not clean, clean it on the side somewhere until you see nice white bits. So we've got a piece of paper here.
Should we be rubbing all the lines out now?
Yeah, this is where I want you at to start painting.
I've just spent ages putting these lines in.
Which lines are they? Oh no, don't,
Yeah,
don't rub them
yeah.
all out. Don't rub this all out. I meant the grid lines. Sorry, Miranda. The grid lines. I mean, feel free to. I mean, I'll literally just
I've
very
rubbed some of
lightly.
my line out.
We are going to cover it over with paint. It's just that if you've got quite dark lines, which some people do, don't worry about your bridge because we're going to paint that brown. You can see some people don't like to see the pencil marks. If you're not bothered by seeing the pencil marks, then just leave them in. Doesn't matter. We are going to go over with brown paint, a lot of it anyway. It's just some people press really hard with their pencil, and it's quite difficult to hide it. We are quite lucky; they're quite dark colours. As you can see, my pencil marks through here. I'm not bothered by it when I paint. You see all these little pencil marks. But when some people are doing watercolours, they don't like it. So if you don't like it, you've got to get rid of them before you start painting, or paint over them very carefully with your paintbrush.
Oh, Debbie was meant to ask, how did your commission go?
Oh, she picked it up today.
Yeah.
Oh, you finished it.
Yes, she loved it. She loved it.
Good.
She bless her little heart, because she works for the airlines, doesn't she? And because the baggage handlers are all doing their stuff, she was taking her mum back for Christmas, so she's had to put her mum. They were going. They get business class for free with their work, and she was going to go back with her mum on business class, but because of baggage handlers, she's had to send her mum back early, because what they've been told that they've got to move. The airlines have got to move all the people, 30% of their flights have got to cancel them all, and move everyone on onto these planes. So she's having to sit on a little, she calls it not a skid seat, but one of those seats by the door that you flip
Oh
down.
yeah, the jump seats.
Yeah, so just make sure her mum gets home. Her mum's taking the painting home to make sure she gets it home. All right, so she's going on the 22nd. So yeah, she loved it.
Oh, good. Well
And she
done.
wants her. Sorry.
Have you got pictures of it?
Yeah, I did take a picture of her with it. She wants one for her daughter and her son, not similar, but a similar thing, you know, with story.
Oh, I think that's such a nice thing to do.
There you go. There's her with a picture. Maybe you can see it. Let me find it.
Oh.
And then you can see how big it is. It's big. She's got it there finished.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
So
lovely.
they get to sign that little heart there. So that's all the.
Wow.
It's all in gold. So there's their hats, their pilot hat and purse scarf, the 2 airplanes. She wanted the old United Airlines because he's retiring next year. And then this is all in gold paint, which you can't see Las Vegas. And then I said to her, you can sign in there. And she's like, oh, I might spoil the paint. And I just said, well, you just need to paint over it with white coach paint if you do, so don't worry about it. And there they are. So yeah, she's really pleased.
Oh, that's
She's loved
good.
it. Yeah, so I'll put that on social media. She was very pleased. It's very worrying when they take up a commission. I will say that's probably the worst bit of doing a commission, because you never know whether they're going to like it or not. They don't have to like it at all. I know she'd already approved I had the drawing approved, but I just kind of went a bit sidetracky, but she liked the gold. It's got like gold gouache on it, so you can paint and then paint over the top. It's really quite nice stuff. We haven't used it in Art Club yet. That'll be one to add to the mix. So once you've got your stuff ready, I'll just get my paints ready. Where's young Jacob? He's been very quiet there. You all right, mate? You got something that resembles?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Good, good. Do shout if he's listened to all our chit chat about chickens and stuff.
Debbie, I'm going to bump off actually. I'm really shattered.
Okay, mate. It's lots of concentrating for you today.
Yeah, and so I think I'll do this at home.
Okay.
And then I'll send it through to you.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Okie dokie. See you, everyone.
Yeah, send that picture around.
Bye.
See you, Fran. You take care. Good to see you, mate.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Right, so we are obviously going to be using our watercolours here. I'm just going to spray mine to get mine all wet and ready.
Are you using the Japanese or the normal?
No, just my normal Winsor and Newton ones today. I tend to use Japanese ones if we're doing flowers. Something quite vibrant. Because they are got like, they've got a funny, I read up about them. They're kind of like ink based or something, which is lovely. So give nice vibrant colours, which is what we're after. So we're using quite muted colours today, I think. Just browns and indigos. Let's see, no, burnt umber. I will read them in a minute. Just get your brushes ready, paint ready, hairdryer ready. So brushes, 6. Where's my one? You need quite a loose, big one for the sky, because that needs to be quite loose and wet.
What size are you using? Did you say 6?
So I'm using a 6 and a 12. So the 12 is going to be for the sky. Just a bigger one. And then I'm going to use, if you can find it, your little one that we bought. I've got to find it now. A rigger of some sort is ideal.
Okay.
And a rigger looks like
The longy one.
this. A long one. Like that.
Oh, that's quite a long, thick one. Is that like
Yes,
a 3?
I have a smaller one, which if you've got a smaller one is better. I'm just looking for it at the moment.
Ah, okay.
The one we had that we did fur with, that's the one we want. That's script
Okay.
brush if you have it to hand.
I
I
need some
took my paintbrushes out to do something at the weekend, and I obviously didn't put that back. It looks like that, but that's not a nice version of it. I think it might be in my box.
I got an Amazon voucher. Oh, sorry. Go on, Jacob.
I probably have to leave about 9:30 because I've got a test tomorrow. Should I start watercolors or should I just do them in the recording?
Sorry, Jacob, say that again, mate. You had to go somewhere.
I have to leave at 9:30 because
Okay.
I've got a test tomorrow. Should I start watercolors?
I would say you probably are better off looking at the recording and doing it like Fran's doing,
Okay.
because then you can work on it and then you can pause it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably do that then.
All right, mate. Send it through when you're done, though.
Will do.
Send your mushroom one through as well. I'm still waiting for that one.
Oh yeah. The mushroom one I've got here.
Let's have a look. Oh wow!
Let's have a
That
look.
lined up beautifully.
That's stunning.
Wow.
Wow!
Yeah.
Love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, do send that through, please.
Yeah.
Cool. I can have a look at it close. Well, good luck with your test tomorrow.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
And yeah, we'll it's recordings because we're going through Christmas. So you've got the daisies,
Yes.
and you've got the snowy ones, because then it gives you a break. You're not going to be pressured about coming to art club over the Christmas period. But do send stuff through so I can see what
Yeah.
you're up to.
Actually, no.
Still around.
Bye all.
Bye all, Jacob. Take care.
Bye.
Good Christmas.
Right,
Merry
that's what I'm looking
Christmas.
for. I found it. So the script one, we use it's nice to use. Miranda, you just need like riggers or something small.
Is that script one? Does it say, is it a 1?
Yeah.
I've got a 1. Yeah, okay, got it.
That's
Something about, I mean, this is a 1, but it's not the script one, it's a similar, this is just made of the squirrel hair stuff that I like. Obviously that's a number 3 rigger brush. You just need, the reason why I like to use these, I mean, you can use the smaller ones, but the trouble is you have to keep dipping into your plate. These, you can draw with these are lovely to draw with. So any kind of riggers you've got, Miranda, if you have, would be good.
What's that again?
Like a rigger brush. Have you got ones like this?
Oh, I don't know what I've got. Ooh.
Like a long, like either, so that's like what, an inch. Have you got smaller brushes?
Yeah, I've got a random selection of of my children's old school painting brushes.
So you need a small one because we're going to draw in the branches.
Right,
You'll just have to dip yours in the paint more often. These are,
Yeah.
I would call these lazy brushes, but it's nice because you don't have to keep thinking about dipping your brush in the
Right,
paint.
I've got some little thin ones.
Yeah, perfect. That's what we need for the branches. So we need those, and then we need some bigger ones to be a bit looser with for the sky. So I'm just going to turn. So we've got, let's go through the colours. You can either write them down or just listen to them when I change over. I'm going to probably be using my ceramic little pot to mix paint on. I find it's a bit easier to control. Not necessarily for the sky, but when we start getting down here, I can do different, I can do my different variants of colour and control it a little bit better. I just think if you can get in the habit of doing that, it is a better way to work. I know I dip mine in my palette and then pull it out. I only do that when I'm doing strong colours, and it's just a bit easier if you use this to mix up your colours. Right, so we've got the we've got Cameron yellow going on here, as you can see, and then we've got the burnt umber. A lot of it's brown, burnt umbers and indigos. Basically, is what we've got going on in the sky here, with a little bit of Payne's grey. So you're going burnt umber, indigo, and Payne's grey that you're popping on. I just kind of mix it in the palette, which I'll show you as we go along. Then we've got a lighter brown, which is your what we got, the raw sienna we've got going here, a bit of yellow ochre mixed in to create that lighter brown. And then we've got the Payne's grey colour here in the water, and then we add like darker little specks to kind of create that ripple bit. And we always use, remember, we always leave a white gap around the rocks or whatever, water's edge. It's not like a harsh white line, but you always leave that little white line in there when you're doing that. And this is, you know, we've got Payne's grey, so it's very sort of wintry colours going on with it all. So just choose, you don't have to follow mine, feel free to change yours. But what we're doing, we're going to drop in the sky, and when the sky's wet, we're going to pop in that tree in the background there. So we've got it kind of faded in the background. So that's what we're going to attempt first, then that one there. So both those two here, we're going to drop in and let them fade, and then we're going to dry it. Then once that's dry, we're going to go over the top and add in these trees with our.
I think I'm a tree missing.
Tree. You just draw it in with your paintbrush. Don't worry about it at all. Don't need them all. I've probably added more in, to be fair, by looking at that. And this one. Yeah, don't worry about it, Sarah. You can draw it in with your rigger.
Yeah, you said.
Right.
So the first thing is to get the sky on. So I'm going to work upside down. It's simply because I find it's easier. But if you find it's easy to work the other way, and we're not going to worry about the trees, we're just going to paint all over the trees because we're going to paint them brown. So we can just sort that out once that's dry. And so we're going to get our brush, and we're going to put the water on, and then we're going to let the water settle in for a bit.
Are you going from the horizon?
Yeah,
down?
so we're just
Yeah.
going from the horizon. So yeah, so it's from the horizon line down. Now you can work this way up if you prefer. I just find it's easier to get a tighter line on the horizon working upside down. It just depends how you prefer to work.
Quite a lot of water.
There we go. Can you see?
Yeah.
And then it kind of, you put it on, and then it kind of pearlizes. It just dries out. It doesn't dry out. It just gets from being soaking wet to wet, basically. It shouldn't wrinkle your paper. You should have if you've got 300 gizm paper, it should just hold it. If it's good watercolor paper, it should just be fine. It shouldn't wrinkle at all.
Mine always sort of curls.
Yeah, mine curls.
What percentage have you got? What weight is it?
Mine is
1 second. 300.
300 gizms, yeah.
Yeah, so it shouldn't curl. I've got it here. Look,
That's
mine's
what I always think. Yeah, mine.
Curl?
Yeah, yours is doing exactly the same. Yeah,
You've got a clip under yours. I haven't got mine.
slight bend.
yeah, it might bend on here. Look, yeah, there.
Yeah,
I
it
thought you
is.
meant wrinkled like that.
Oh no, just
No.
Okay, that's fine.
curls up.
Now you can stick, you can. I work on a clipboard simply so I can move it around, but you can always you should always stick it to a board or something.
Oh,
With this,
yeah.
like this is DIY masking tape.
Look,
And
I've got
if
a
you
fancy-
find it a little bit tacky, just
Yeah.
get it on your clothes and just bang it on your clothes so it's not so tacky, and then you can stick it down like so.
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
I've got a
then-
fancy board for my birthday.
Yeah, fancy board is cool.
What's a fancy board?
Like this.
Do you see under here? This is your proper board, but if
Like
I
it- you
stick
can,
Leanne's got hers on a board. Can you see Leanne?
Like a
Oh, that's fancy, isn't it?
So
fancy, isn't
if
it?
I can't put
Fancy,
mine
innit?
on a fancy board, otherwise I can't turn my page around so you can see it.
No.
So I unfortunately have to have it on a clipboard so I can move it around for you. But yes, you can stick it down if you want to work. Yeah, you should really stick it down if it helps you. But you see how shiny that is?
Yeah.
That's soaked in now, so that's good.
Mine
to go.
was shiny, but it's all soaked in now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Should be. That's exactly.
we
If it's
put-
watercolor paper, that's exactly what you want.
Do we need to put more water on now, though?
No.
Oh, okay.
So now you're going to go in with your yellow.
Yellow. Okay.
Yeah.
That cadmium yellow.
Yeah, cadmium yellow.
Is that by the bridge or where is that? Sorry, I can't see. I've got it on wrong
There you
view.
go.
So
I'll
that's
turn it
just
up the right way so you can
just
see.
above the horizon.
Yeah. And you can bring it down. We've got a bit going down. You can bring that down here. Oh, that's a bit bright.
Oh, hello.
Not that bright. Right, put a bit of water with it.
Take some water with it.
Now I'm just going to take the water off.
That's
They
what
call
my
what I
dad
do.
used to say about gin.
Take some water with it.
Take some water with it.
I'm now going below the horizon. You can probably see.
Oh,
now.
yeah. Oh, hello.
Don't worry about trees. Just ignore them. Just going to put them on. And we got that little hole under the bridge there. And then once you've got your yellow on, you're just going to go in and you've got your sky. So that's going to be your indigo. So I'm just going to mix my indigo here. I'll sit on your palette there in the corner there.
Are you still on your 12?
Yeah, I'm not changing my brush yet.
If I haven't got indigo, I can mix Payne's grey and ultramarine. Is that right?
You can mix, if you haven't got indigo, you mix your Payne's grey. I'm going to do two mixes. So this is the Payne's grey. And if you actually very touch of a red, cadmium red or Windsor red, if you've got a small amount, you get this kind of purpley grey going on. It's quite a strong colour. So you just kind of water it down a little bit with a bit of water, and that works the same. So I'm just going to go with my indigo. So you do indigo and Payne's grey. You can add a little mix here. So that's indigo, and you can add a little Payne's grey to your indigo. Depends how stormy you want it and how dark you want it. So we're just brushing it across. Your water should stay nice. It's damp. You shouldn't have to worry about wetting it anymore. If it's watercolor, good watercolor paper, it will hold
Oh
it.
my God, I can't see any of the marks underneath.
You will. You're going to be drawing your play.
I think I've just obliterated.
It will
my
dry
drawing.
lighter. Do not panic. It will dry lighter. I haven't done mine dark enough yet. I'm just going to go in a bit more. And then just pull it down. Let it mix. It's the background sky. So do think it. Payne's grey if you want. So Payne's grey, and Windsor is that one. Windsor red.
Ooh.
So you just got to patient and wait for it to kind of just seep in. I've got two colours going in here. I've dumped that in two colours, that's all right. And it carries on working, even though
Are
you
we supposed to be going over the yellow with this then?
just a little bit, not much, just down, not too much. It seeps on its own. You don't really have to do too much work on it. But what you do need to do is change your brush. While it's still damp, we've got to pop in the two trees.
I've lost them.
You got to remember where they are approximately. So one's kind of
Isn't it?
coming up on the bridge there, and then we've got another one, and we're going to draw
Right.
down there. So it's fine. You'll just draw it in. This is where you get to use your artistic license. So your burnt umber.
Right.
Now you can go straight for your palette if you want. I'm not. I'm going to go.
In your 8 now.
I've gone
6.
down to my size 6, a smaller one. Yeah.
Right. Hang on a minute.
And because it's quite damp, it's just going to go literally.
They burnt
You can
umber,
see.
is that?
Yeah. So
Thanks, right.
what I want you to do is do burnt umber
Yeah.
and then also burnt umber and indigo. So you've got two tones going. It's good to have different colours going at the same time, just to give that variation. So that's my indigo there.
I seem to have lost my burnt umber, which isn't a good thing.
Just a brown, choose a brown. And then you just draw yourself a tree. And it should be it should just go blobby because it's damp.
No, it's not damp enough then.
It's not damp. Well, you're just going to draw a tree and then it's not damp enough.
Yeah.
Just draw a tree. And you just vary the colours. So you've got burnt umber and you've got indigo, just dropping it in. I mean, you basically steer the paint with your brush when you're using watercolours when it's this damp. And this other one here, mine's quite dry there, but it should start to flare up when I get there. I'm going to drop a bit of water on that one.
Oh, that's the one I didn't have in, I think.
This one?
I'm searching my paper. I can't see it.
I know. I can't.
Just draw them in. This is good for
Alright.
you to just let your mind switch off and let your paintbrush do the work. It's just supposed to be the most faded part of the picture, so it doesn't have to be clear.
Oh, I found it now. Oh well.
And I'm just going to go up.
I'll have to have 3 blobby ones.
And if you want to use your smaller brush, feel free to go in and use that as well. Just whatever you're comfortable with. Sometimes it's easier to draw the branch from there and then come into the tree if you're trying to create like so start there and then come in. I'm just trying to create it a bit more fuzzy. You just have to go over it a few times. And cut some branches. There we go. The key is just to let the watercolor paper kind of do its magic. Mine's quite dry here, so I'm going to have to blob it a bit down here. The magic hasn't quite worked on this.
Oh,
That's all right. We'll just play with it like that. And I'm going to drop them. I've got a brown on. I'm just dropping a bit of indigo to get a bit of dark going as well. So once you've got a bit of brown on, just add in different colours because brown's just a bit boring all on its own. So I'm going to add in a bit of indigo onto mine to just add it a bit different colours. It all dries lighter. That's it. Don't forget you're going to be painting all over this. So you're going to paint this on and you're going to paint all over the top of it in the next tree. This is just literally the background we're popping in. And you can use water. You want to make it a bit more blobby. I'll go a bit further out with that one.
looks like a right mess, doesn't it?
No, you just got, this is just the first one. Don't panic.
Oh, it's still
So you can, if you're worried, go to your smaller brush and you can create little branches and it just fades off into the mix of whatever, the water. See, I'm not worried. Don't worry, don't overthink it. It's just the first one.
Yours looks quite defined, even though it's quite blobby. Mine just
Yeah,
looks
mine
like,
doesn't.
like
Mine
a
just
mush.
looks blobby.
Mine
Mine
just
Mine
looks
looks a bit like a pineapple tree or something.
yeah.
He's all right. It'll all come good. Right. I think we can just dry that now.
I think I've done it a bit thick there.
That's all right. It's just listen like it doesn't. I mean, it looks every time we do it, it'll look different. We haven't put any of the foreground in. We've done nothing, so don't write out too much. And then get your hair dry out and dry it out. You need that dry once you're happy with what you've got on your side. Dry mine. It dries much lighter. Give me a chance.
Will we be darkening the sky at any point?
Sorry?
Will we be darkening bits of the sky at any point?
No.
Because
Why
mine's not
would you
very
want to
dark.
dark?
Well, it's just not very
Sorry?
dark. Like I'm looking at the picture and
Yeah.
it's like really, really quite angry in places, and mine's not like that at all.
You're obviously not feeling very angry today, Sarah, which is a good thing.
Maybe not, no.
That's fine. Don't worry
Okay.
about it because you'll do the rest of your trees and everything in comparison with your sky. Don't
These
worry.
trees are a joke.
What's that?
Nothing. These trees as they are. If they looked anything like yours, it would be quite good, but they don't even look like yours.
Yeah, but we haven't. This just the background. We haven't even put the detail
I
on
know.
as yet. So don't panic yet. You basically be drawing with your paintbrush. This is like putting the base colours down, and then we're just gonna start to then use that, you know, that little script brush that we use. That's what we're going to turn to now to start drawing in the details. So basically going to move to your number 6 to put bigger colours down, and you're going to use your script brush to put in the detail, which is what we're going
I'm
to
on my number 6 already.
right. Well, yeah, we would have done that for that one.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have this line there. That's from my clipboard for some reason. I don't know if that's done that. So hopefully it's dry.
Yeah.
And so you're just going, you're going to go in wet. So this one over here, we're just going with the trunk with water, just the base of the trunk, and you can kind of come down below the horizon with that, just a bit of water. And then as far as you can go up the thick part of your trunk, whatever you've got on there, you just draw it on with water, and then you're going to add in your burnt umber. Just look at it. And it will just go where you've got the water. So because the background's dry, it will just sit there. Just draw your tree on. This one. And then we're going to be working with your burnt umber and your indigo just to get the different shades of. So I'm just going to pull that out a little bit. I'm going to move my other brush. I'm going to alternate between the bigger brush and the smaller brush, depending on what you're doing on your tree. And you're going to start to draw it in with your little brush. It's damp at the moment.
You're using paint? Are you using? Yeah.
Yeah, watercolor paint. So I did the trunks with water.
Yeah.
And then put the paint on. And now I'm going in with dry brush.
That your bigger.
Yes, the little
Oh,
one. So I'm literally working with number 6 and number 1 for the whole lot. Now I'm not going to go for the big one. And so I put water on the trunk so it kind of just seeped on its own. And then these longer branches over here just dry, so you can actually draw them on. a bit easier with your smaller brush because it's not damp. You've got a bit more control. Then you're just going to blob it on, and then when you want a darker bit, you just go in with a bit of indigo. And you put, so under the trunk there would be a bit dark with a bit of shadow, so you just blob in a bit of indigo under there. You're not going to get everything done at once. If I want to pull that across now, I'll just let the water dry off a little bit. I've got quite a lot of water there. I want that to dry. If I do anything else, there you go. And you're just going to work your way up the tree. I've still got lots of water on here where I drew with the bigger brush. But this is dry, then where this is all dry, you start to draw your branches on with your little script brush. I mean, ideally, if you can turn your page, a piece of paper would be better. And then if I want a bit of shadow, like under here, as I said, I added a bit of indigo. You can go in again and add a little bit more indigo. You just work where is dry off a bit. This is dried off a little bit more now, so I can add in a little bit more. I want a bit of indigo on this bottom bit here. Sometimes you find you've got a bit too much water, which I have here at the moment, but it will get seeped in. So just wait for it, and I'll go back to that area. So I'm just literally working with these colours, very muted, indigo, Payne's grey, woody colours, and I'm just hand drawing these in. I'm not even following my pencil marks, I'm just drawing a tree, basically. So don't worry if you can't see your pencil marks, there's something going on there. You're just going to add in the end branches as you go. So this trunk here that I'd originally done damp with the bigger brush is still damp. And so this side of the tree I'm doing darker. On the left hand side of the tree, I've decided that side of the tree is the darker side of the tree. So I'm going to add in a bit of indigo down that side. So it's still damp, so it's still, and it will wash over to the other side. If it doesn't, I can go in with a brush in a minute and do something about that, but just work with what I've got here at the moment. And then as I go out from the tree that I put on, this is dry now. So I'm just painting with my script brush, just making up a branch with my head because I haven't got any, like you, I can't see my drawing. So you just make it up. And these little brushes are quite good because they'll hold loads of paint so you can keep drawing your tree. And just alternate from those colours. And then you can draw, got a little gap there, you can put a little branch in if you want. Take that up high. And then that's damp there, and I'm just going to take that out, that's all dry. I'm working on dry paper. And it'll just, if you just wait, it just sort of seeps. This is doing its thing at the moment. It was too damp for me to do something earlier, so now I'm going to go back. There you go. I can now drop some paint in, and it stays. So I want that side of the tree to be a little bit damper. Damper, darker, shall I say. And I've got all these branches to work out. That's still damp. I don't know if you can see that damp there, like a little damp patch.
None of mine's damp anymore. It's all very dry.
And then you must work in a warm room. My room's not too warm, so it takes ages to go. So then where it's come off the damp bit, and then you just paint with your brush, with your little script brush to create more branches out that way. And it's quite quick with these little brushes. And then I'll do a little branch. This one here can go off. So it's just getting the hang of knowing how much water to put on. Down here I put too much, so I have to wait for it to dry a little bit. So underneath the branches here, like where it joins the main trunk, you have a little bit of shadow. So you can just add to burnt umber and basically Indo or burnt umber and Payne's grey. You can just drop it in because it's damp. You don't even have to paint it. So this is still damp. My trunk here, if I can show you, You can still see it's damp, that all that is still damp. And you can see the tree that I did was damp, but the branches I just painted with a script brush. So that's still damp, so I can still drop some burnt umber in there. And I'm just dropping it. I'm not painting it, if you notice, just dropping it in. I'm just letting it settle in the water, and the water will do it for me. I don't really have to paint it. It will take it. So it won't go near the dry bit. It will just sit where the damp is, and it will take the paint across, and it's just let the water do its work for you. And that's tree number 1. And I haven't painted by looks of my little branches. I kind of, anyone be able to see their little branches and follow them? Rand, have you been all right with your brushes? Leanne, have you worked? Is it working all right?
It is, but I'm just looking at it thinking how I don't get quite as fine a branch line like you do.
Are you
I'm
using
using the
this?
same brush. Yeah, and I'm like, maybe I've got too much paint or
Possibly. So you need to get a piece of paper,
yeah.
and you need to just test it. So, oh, I put enough paint on it. So you can see I'm mixing it on my little palette
Yeah.
here, and I just roll it like that, and
Okay.
then, so obviously that's quite a thick line. But the more you use it, so I'm painting lighter and lighter. It's just the pressure on my brush, and then I can do that, and I can get a thick line. So my paint's quite thin, I would say, if you see it on the palette there.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm using. So I just dunking it into the burnt umber and then popping it on here. I suppose it's quite watery.
I think it's practice.
Yeah.
I like doing trees, but then I'm at the end of them. I'm always like, oh,
I'm always very disappointed with my tree.
yeah.
Is it
Always.
because you do you go thinner, light? So you basically, you know, when like you use your pencil and you do like hard, and then you just do lighter and lighter. That's basically what you're doing with this brush. When you're getting to the end of the tree, the outer edges of the tree, it's quite just a really flick of the brush. You're not putting much pressure down, so you're literally using the tip of that brush. A lot of people want to kind of feel like they need to brush, whereas you don't. You just need to really light. So that's with the same brush. I can do that, or I can do that.
I think I just don't have a particularly good branch technique.
Yeah.
I think that's it. I know for you it's sort of quite easy, but
no, it's the, you know, I completely understand, and it's literally learning how this works and getting the feel of, because it's literally feels like it's like a pencil for me. That's the feeling you need to get with it eventually. It's feeling like I can dunk that into my, so basically I can dunk that into my brown here, and in this tree now I can go in with this brush and I can start to pick out branches. I can make them even more pronounced just with this little brush now, and add bits.
Yeah,
but that's because that's got like such a lovely point on it that you can play around with it. It's just practicing with the brush, Sarah.
Yeah, I'm sort of I'm happy-ish with the brush. It's actually what I'm drawing that I'm not that.
When you draw a so basically when you draw a tree, you've got your branch and it goes from from bigger to thinner. So it always goes out, and then it starts. So you've got your, let me get my other brush. I need a bit of a thicker branch. So you've got your branch that comes out. Okay. So that's your branch that comes up. And then you get your little script brush. And you start to think about the tree, and then you do your little branches off. So you flick it off and you think, well, that probably would be a bit thicker if that was on a tree. So you just make that a little bit thicker so it's got a connection. And then you take these out. So these are your thinner ones, and they kind of go this kind of pattern. And then you just do it on that side. So I would say it's almost like a fork. It's not, they're never even, unless it's a flower. It's never like that, but they kind of branch off. They always follow this pattern where they go off like that, and then you take your brush and you take your branches off. I've got a lot of water on this now, look, see? And they just go thinner, just creating that pattern in your head. So I just literally do that. So it's just trying to create, so it's not even. So we want that off, and then you take that off, and then you take that off, then you take that off, and then you think, oh, let's just take that off there, and I'll take that off there. You just create that kind of look. That's what you're trying to create in your head on the tree. That whenever I do a tree, that's what I kind of think of when I'm creating the ends of the branches, you know, the kind of finite bits of the branches. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because that's what you need to think in your head, and that's all you need to practice really, on how to take those little branches and just keep carrying them off so they just disappear off the top of the tree like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they get thinner. Basically, as they get to the outer edges of the tree, your little lines get thinner and thinner. That's what we're after.
I think mine are short and fat.
Right, let's put this other tree in that's next to him. Shall we do him dry? Let's just do him dry because it's easier. I'm not going to put in any water. I'm just going to draw him on with my brush. Burnt umber and Payne's grey or indigo, whatever colours you've got. So we'll just use the same colours to create the brown, different shades of brown. I'm just going to draw this one on. If you've drawn your one already, if you've got your tree and it's still damp, in my original picture I painted over the top, you will need to hair dry this tree here, which actually I might do. I'm just going to hair dry this tree on the right here. Okay. I think it's with trees, it's just learning. It's actually probably a good thing to have it in your, if you've got a sketch pad, is to when you're out and about, or you taking pictures when you're out and about and then coming home, is to draw branches of trees that you see and start to learn. It's not the anatomy of a tree, but I can't think of a better way to put it. Anatomy of how trees work.
Perhaps we could have a little workshop.
Well, well, you know, when we come to do I'm not going to do a face-to-face in December because I know everyone's busy and ill and stuff. I did think about it. I think actually everyone wants to get on with Christmas and not really see each other and stuff and get sick and stuff. So we could do it in a face-to-face one, Sarah. I get you to come to one to give me your diary.
No, I think it would be quite good because
absolutely. It's one of the, I think it's one of the, I know I'm going to say this and you'll tell me off for saying it. It's one of the simplest and one of the most rewarding things to be able to just doodle, literally. Because they're just so relaxing, and there's no right or wrong way to do a tree, but once you kind of understand, you know, how the branches and how the light works on them, they're actually really quite simple to draw and nice to do in a painting, and you literally can, like we are doing now, draw them on. But it's just understanding how the basics of them work. But yeah, we can do that. I think it'd be easier face to face. So I've got you all here then, can't I? And get you to do them together. But you need to give me your diary because you'll never come to any of mine.
Well, that's only because I sometimes have to work.
I know. I'm only putting your leg
down.
No, lady. Yeah. Saturdays is I have to work in the morning because I have to swim teach in the mornings.
Well, it should be getting, oh dear. Yeah, it should be getting better, I think.
I just thought during the weekends is easier for everybody. I can't remember.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But yeah, I mean, have a practice over Christmas, and so I'm happy for you guys to all send, if you do any work over Christmas, send it through and I'll happy to critique it and stuff. You don't have to pop it in art club. If you just want me to look something quietly, I've got no problem with it.
Sorry.
But it's a good idea to take pictures, especially this time of year, because you can actually see the trees and the anatomy of the trees, and this is a good way to build up your little photographic library, and then have them in your, if you've got a sketchbook, pop them in your sketchbook and have a practice. This is a perfect time of year to get some reference photos ready.
There you go. There's January's monthly thing.
Sorry?
January's monthly
Theme?
theme or competition or whatever you
Oh,
do.
we could do trees. We could
Well,
actually.
not before we've learned the flipping technique.
Well, I can see how bad you are then, Sarah, and then I can.
I'm really bad. I am. Because
Oh,
mine end up just being a lot of lines crossing over one another.
yeah, you got to be a bit more delicate, I
I
think.
don't know. Yeah.
It's hard to be delicate and loose.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would say they're not really loose. They're quite tight, and the looseness bit is really the little branches at the end. I think they're quite tight. Hence, we're not working. Only the trunk is loose because we're working with water. We're not working with any water. We're just going on dry. It's quite tight.
I think it's for me, it's the direction, it's everything. I'm rubbish at it.
Yeah, well,
So,
that's if you come in and we can practice on it and get you
yeah.
working on it a little bit better.
Morphology, that's the word.
What's that?
Morphology.
What's morphology, Miranda?
That's the anatomy of a tree.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That's
I'm
what we need to work.
botanist at heart. It's just kind of the shape and the...
Yeah, well, they all have their own special. I mean, I tend to make them up in my head sometimes, which probably shouldn't do, but they do have all their special shapes and branches, and I think they're quite therapeutic to draw because you literally can't even describe it. They're like a map.
I think they would be if you were good at it. I think they're quite stressful when you're not.
How can you know, like is it called filigree?
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of when you're drawing the winter trees with all their little branches. It's you know, it's a lot of detail to create this lovely giant, basically. But you're using your thin brushes to do it. But yeah, we'll do that. We'll do it in one of the face-to-face. It's absolutely happy to do that. Do a little quick
because I'm using the thin brushes, but I'm not.
Yeah. Well, these brushes are perfect. I'm just going to draw some branches in this little fluffy one I drew earlier now to give it some structure because it's just a fluffy thing. So just giving it some skeleton. Don't do too much of it. Just kind of give it a bit of a hold. And that's it. I'm not going to play around with that much more. And then we've got this one now. So I'm going to put this one on. It's on the bridge here. So it'll be the same technique as that one there. So we're going to go with a bit of water. Looks like I used a bit more indigo with that one. I can't hardly see that one either, so I'm going to have trouble seeing that one, but we will work with it. So I'm going to go in with just water to paint on the trunk to start with. Then I can drop in some colours that we've got going. Yeah, I think we can master trees. I think they're beautiful. They just make a picture sometimes. But yeah, we can definitely do that in the face-to-face. Don't mind that at all. And I love little Leo's bauble, Leanne. Bless him. You look very proud of it.
He's got really into colouring in at the moment.
Oh, it's lovely when they're like that. You can't leave them for 5 minutes. They're a bit
Oh, I
peaceful.
don't know. No, because he's been at home the last few days with the temperature, so we're trying to work. And I'm like, right, I'll set my laptop up and give him a colouring in book, and he's like, "Well, Mummy's laptop looks far more interesting than."
Yeah, will it?
I don't want to play with that or
Yeah.
colour in that.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
Colour in my notebook for work, and I'm like, well, I mean, it's probably a load of rubbish I'm writing down anyways.
How did people cope in lockdown?
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know.
I really felt for them. I mean, I did have a young couple that I was doing like 2-to-1 art sessions with, bless them. And then one would have to run off, and then the other one would run off. The baby woke up. It's just, yeah, I don't know. That was hard. If you've got a full-time office job and you suddenly got a baby at home.
Yeah.
Mind you, I think some of them could go to nursery. I can't remember now. A long time ago. It seems like ever ago.
He's at proper like tantrum stage. So like taking him to the doctors today, and then I'm like, right, time to get back in the pram. And it's like arched back.
Oh yeah. Oh
Breathing
God.
on the floor, stamping your feet, and I'm like, oh, good, thank you.
Oh yeah, I remember those ages.
Oh,
No.
yes.
Get those sympathetic looks from people going, "You're all right." I'm like, no.
You just have to laugh. You literally have
I don't
to.
know. It was a laugh or cry moment. I was close to.
Yeah, I will say, Leanne, we've all been through it. When I see parents now, I just go, yeah, we've been through that. Don't worry, no one's looking at you. Everyone's going, oh my God, poor you. We've all been through it.
We certainly have.
You just have to kind of. I don't remember what I did with Amy. I think I just left her. One point, she did something. I said, well, okay, then bye, see ya. She didn't think I would leave her. I was so angry with her at that point. I was like, I'm scamming. I don't think she did it anymore after that, because I think she obviously thought I would never walk off, and I was just so angry with her. I just thought, right, go on, do whatever you want to do. She didn't do it again. The only time I got
Good to know.
Sorry?
Abandoned child is the tip. Good okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was one point, there was something, I actually put her out the car. It was a very controlled environment. I wasn't obviously going to leave her.
Side of the M4.
Yeah.
Drove off.
I can't remember what she was doing. Oh dear, she was awful. She was awful, baby. Awful.
Yeah, but then we get this of like his little nursery Christmas photos back, and it's like butter wouldn't melt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's yeah. Where's some? Oh.
Yeah, and one day you'll be all nostalgic about it and go, oh, wasn't it lovely when they're little?
Oh, that's beautiful.
He's such a little poser.
He is. Yeah, but he looks so cute as a poser. My son had a beautiful, he was and then my son was actually right. I don't remember him having many tantrums.
Oh,
Amy was just the one. I think because he was traumatized by Amy, actually.
Yeah. Who knows?
I just remember holding him while she was having a tantrum. I think, oh my God, I really don't know. We locked ourselves in the bathroom once, him and I. We just stood in the bathroom from her. It was safe. I knew where she was because she was banging on the door, so it was all right.
Yeah, I get that. Constant mama. Like, learn a new word.
She turned out all right. Bless her little heart.
Oh, I think she turned out more than all right, Debbie.
Yeah. Well,
super proud.
It's just funny because you know, at this time you're just like, oh, I can't deal with this, but I'm just gonna hide. But yeah, it's to say they just can't communicate what they want. I don't know what she wanted. Well, she wanted something, and I'm not gonna let her have it. Probably, I can't remember what it was now, but I don't remember my son having tantrums. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, he did actually. He wanted to walk everywhere. And
we're getting that at the moment.
Months. We walked at 11 months, so it was a pain in the butt because Amy used to moan she was late for school, and that's only because he had to walk, so he wouldn't get in the pushchair. So I then eventually bribed him with a blooming scooter. Oh, what you have to do as a parent, then have to scooter 2 scooters home after school drop.
I'm going to go. I need to catch this when the recording comes out, because I think I'm just making a mess.
Okay, Sally, can you send me through what you've got on there and I can have a look?
No. No.
Please practice with this brush a little bit more.
Yeah, I like the brush. I'm just it is the technique. I think I start in the wrong place. I don't know. I just think okay. I should wait until I've perfected trees a bit more, I think.
Yeah, we'll just have a look at the recording. A good way to learn, and the way I used to learn, is I used to look at on when it was DVDs, I used to look at how it's like seeing different techniques. If I wanted to learn something specific, I used to watch a video again and again and again.
Yeah.
And then stop it and then have a little go, and stop it and have a little go.
I think my issue is that I don't have an awful lot of time, so this is my sort of time.
Yes, absolutely.
And then I think, okay, well, I will do that and I will look at that, and then it just doesn't happen.
Well, I would say practicing trees will help you do flowers and everything.
Yeah. Because I just need to decide how I'm going to draw them, I think, and I haven't.
Absolutely, and they don't have to be like mine. Remember I say.
Oh yeah, no, I know. It's just finding. if
Your
they're not gonna
way.
be like yours, what are they going to be like? Because mine don't look like trees. So I've got to find something that works.
Yeah, absolutely. And that will only come with practice. So,
Yeah.
and obviously we'll go over that when we'll go over that with let me know in January what Saturdays you've got free then, and then I can, or Sundays in January. So
Yeah,
hopefully we can
okay.
get you any UFOs. Ping them over to me because I haven't put any dates out yet for those.
Okay. Okay, I will.
But I don't assume you don't want one in December, everyone, because all Christmas, what's he facing?
We haven't got enough of December left, have we?
Well, this is it. Well, I didn't do it because it was
Not
just like
now,
everyone's shopping
yeah.
and singing and doing all their
No,
stuff,
exactly.
and that's why I left it this month. I just thought we might be able to squeeze 2 in next month. We'll just see how everyone is. But if you send me your diary, I can have a look and see what I've got.
Yeah,
I just can't do
okay.
Saturday mornings because I work the swim teaching, unless I get shifted off.
Yeah, but afternoons and did you say Sundays?
Sundays and Saturday afternoons are fine.
Okay, all right then.
All right, mate. So send them over for me, and
All right,
when you're
thank
ready,
you.
send me your tree.
No. Okay.
All right, mate.
Good Christmas.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
So I'm just working across this tree now. This is in the foreground, so it's obviously going on dry. Now I'll just wet that a bit so it flows a bit better. And then create your branches off that. It's all the same sort of technique. And then you can work across to this little one here. I'm just going to give him some base with this little script brush. Add in some branches. Like so.
Are we using masking fluid on this one?
No, not all.
Oh. That's because only
You
because I
got to
saw white.
save yeah, we've got to save that. You can use a bit of gouache if you lose it. That's not a problem. I didn't use any masking fluid on this one. We have to wait for it to dry. That's a problem with
I see. Okay.
masking fluid. We are using masking fluid in January. What? I can't remember now. I have got something. What did I do that for? We're doing techniques for glass, masking fluids, something else and something else. I can't remember. Going over stuff. I think it's quite good to have those under your belt. So I'm just going to put a few more branches in this one here that we made a bit fuzzy. This one's dry, same technique. We're just going with you can either go dry and dry. I'm going to just add a little bit of water because I like the way the water lets it flow across the branch, and it's not like loads of water. You just dampen it a little bit, and you follow the tree up wherever you've created your little branches. Like so. There's a lot of colds going on. I feel like I've got one, but it's not come out of anything. I sound like I've got my blooming sore throaty thing back, but I haven't. I don't know where that's come from. I've just been out in the evenings running, and it's been absolutely freezing cold.
Yeah.
Tuesday was extremely cold. So this is damp. This is damp. I just dab it in. I don't paint it. I just dab it. It just spreads across with the water. So I just choose spots and just put it on.
You're using your rigger again on that one?
Yeah, I haven't changed. I just used the bigger brush just to put a little bit of water on the trunk, the 6.
Okay.
So I'm literally just using the 6.
Oh, I see.
The whole time. And now I've got the water on there because it just spreads.
It.
So I'm mixing up burnt umber with indigo. These are the 2 colours. You can see I'm bobbing them in both there on the screen. Just so you haven't got brown, because it gets a bit boring if it's brown the whole way. And then I'm going to go up the trunk where I managed to draw with my water. And then once I run out of water, I'm going to have to start painting it on with my rigger dry. So that went up there like that, and that went up like that. So when the branch comes down underneath the branch, you can drop in like dark colours underneath the indigo. So it looks like it's kind of going off. Just remember, it always dries lighter than what you're painting it. So I'm just going to paint these branches across here. Like so. Yeah, it was really cold Tuesday night. I think it was windy. It was really, I would say all the years I've been running,
Yeah.
I've never been so cold. I came in and I just didn't know what to do with myself. I was that cold.
Oh my gosh.
I really didn't know what to do with myself. I did want to get in a bath, but obviously thought, well, I can't do that yet. It's not a good idea. I just got my cat. I said, oh, you're nice and warm. I'll come here.
Like a little hot water bottle.
Yeah. I don't think she was very impressed, 17-year-old cat. She went, what?
Oh, you're freezing.
Huddled my cat and then got my coat and a blanket and just threw that over me till I could warm up. And I even had leggings on, Leanne.
Oh my god.
I know, that's how cold it was. I never wear leggings. I wear shorts, Miranda.
Really, the whole time?
Yeah, yeah.
Old.
I had my leggings on because I'd done a track session with my coach. So so that's why I had them on. I didn't have them on because I was cold. But I must say, the next day I went out, I didn't have any track session, but I actually put my leggings back on because I was so traumatized Tuesday. I thought, I can't be that cold. And wore my leggings, and the ladies went, oh my God, is it going to be that cold?
Like the weather forecast, is it? Have you got your leggings on?
Yeah, they're always terrified when I got my leggings on because that's a sign it's going to be freezing cold. So as I go, this branch here is a prime example I was trying to show Sarah. This is going up. So this is like the main branch, which will eventually, I'll draw it with my paintbrush, is about there at the moment, but I haven't filled it in. And then it's going to go up thinner and thinner. And as we get up to here, I'm trying not to get my hand in the way. We're trying to create these kind of thin branches that come off. And you kind of almost start to run out of paint, which is a good thing as you get to the outer edges of the tree. So they can start off, and you can always go back. And I'm just going to create that. And it goes out like that. And then I'm just going to add little branches off, little flick bits that I was showing Sarah off at the top there. And then you just look and go, okay, well, there's nothing down the bottom here. So I'm going to add some down there, just off the bottom here. Just filling in the gap, really.
I think a tree study would be very helpful.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lovely thing to do. I love doing it. Maybe we just do a session on that then.
Yeah, no, it's right. During lockdown.
Actually, maybe. Sorry, Miranda. Yeah.
I was during lockdown. When I was coming to Art Club a lot, I was photographing trees because I was thinking I really must improve my tree technique.
Yeah, well, they're beautiful. I just absolutely. I said I got told off at school loads of times for doodling trees all over my exam papers and everything, because I just think they're fascinating. They're just like, especially this time of year is the best time to photograph them. You can get all the skeletons of them. Yes. So just get yourself a tree library on your phone. Maybe I'll come online and over Christmas, instead of do a picture, we'll just do like some tree techniques. Would that work? Well, it just depends on
maybe is it one of those things that it's best to start maybe in pencil and then move paint? Because I think I need to get the confidence.
Yes, or with your pen, you know, the black pen.
Yeah, the pen I find a lot easier.
Yeah, you will. But basically, we're using this, Leanne, like a pen. We're using the paintbrush like a pen. But it's just controlling it. So I'm just now going to colour that in like I would a pen. It's not as quick. The only thing is it's not as quick. So you just have to be a little bit more patient. But yeah, pen would be the same. Maybe I'll do a little video or do a live, and if people aren't around, they can watch the video. And I'll do it face to face. It'd be nice to, when you come to face to faces, to see that. I mean, it's a bit bald over here now, so I'll just get my brush and just take some branches over here, and I just vary the colours. So don't worry. I mean, that's a big blob there. That's fine. We'll just make that a little bit, and we'll just take that out and thin it out. And if you've got a blob, you know what you can make it into, and you can see them all the time in the trees at the moment. Mistletoe.
I thought you were going to say fir.
No, mistletoe is in loads of trees at the moment. I was showing Amy, there was one right near ours going down Blackrow Lane. It is head to toe. It looks like a Christmas tree with baubles on it. It's so covered in mistletoe.
Oh wow.
But you can make mistletoe in your tree. You can just, but that's, you know, to get reference photos like that in your head. I mean, it's in my head, so I could just get my brush and do some brown blobs and make this tree full of mistletoe if I wanted. But it's only because I look at trees all the time. I just love them. But to have a little library in your head or on paper that you can refer to if you're painting a picture and you want to put a tree in a
Mm.
picture, if you've got a little library and a sketchbook or something,
Yeah, I think you're
just-
right.
yeah, because I have, let me show you while you're, I have a little watercolour library, which it's in my studios. You can't do face to face, you'll see it. I created,
Excuse me.
I mean, it's quite basic. I did it years ago. I have little tree libraries.
Oh, nice. I love that. Oh,
And there's
nice.
another one there.
Oh, I mean, I love
Another
those.
one there. There's some little ones there. Some weeping willows and stuff. So I change the colour, but I use these sometimes in the picture. There's a winter bit at the top there. So I just kind of have a little library. You kind of have in your book, you can kind of pull out, think, oh, I just want to put a tree in there. I just think they're just beautiful things to do. I just find it quite relaxing. So this one here is just, I'm just building this up. I'll just put some branches out here. And the knack is to get this brush to flow. I think, how can I explain these branches? They're like, what's that thing you get at a chicken? That wishbone.
Yeah.
So
You know, when I've got like kind of the image in my head, but for some reason it's, as Sarah's saying, it's a technique of like how you then, when you put literally the paintbrush to paper, it doesn't quite come out how you kind of thought.
Yeah, I think I need to watch you lot doing it, and then I can kind of go, yeah, that's
I think
what
you're
you're
probably
doing.
either going to say, oh, too much paint, or
Yeah,
light hand, and I think it is just practice.
yeah. I mean, it does. And it's knowing where to put the dark bits under here makes a big difference, under all the little.
Even to the point of like, it sounds silly, how to draw the shape of the wiggly line of a branch.
Yeah. Well,
sometimes mine just look like flat, and I think, oh, that doesn't quite look.
These
like
little bits I'm drawing here, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't quite look like, the knobbly kind of skeleton bits. It just looks like yours does, but when I do mine, I'm always a bit like, oh, it doesn't quite look like how you see a tree. Anyway.
They just, I mean,
it looks like fur. I've drawn fur.
Is bright? Which bit are you talking about? Is this
the branches. Like, because I'm probably using my rigger and.
Do you do like what I show you? These little bits that go off.
Yeah. That's the bits I struggle with. Like the main branches, you can kind of get the shape.
I do with Sarah here.
Yeah. I think it's just practice. I think.
Yeah. Well, this here was what you would do on a bush if you were doing a flower. The same technique. It would be no different with it if you were drawing a flower. Right, I'm just going to put these end trees on here, and I'm literally going to draw them on with my brush. Just going to draw them up, my rigger brush up here, and draw them up, and draw this one up. Quite basic, and then just going to create two little trees. This is quite a tree
heavy.
Miranda came on here to draw a bridge, and we're drawing trees.
I know. I'm just thinking, I haven't cut a bridge in yet.
Yeah.
Yep, we're going to do the bridge. So once we get a tree on, because it's the same colours. Don't forget, Miranda, you'll get the recording sent to you as well, mate. So don't panic. You can work with that. You can have that as long as you like. There'll be no restrictions on it. You're an ex-art club member, though. I won't stick any restrictions on it. You can just use it and have it for as long as you need to.
Oh, thank you.
You can come back to it and do whatever you need to do with it.
Yeah, that's right. I've got a friend of my daughter's staying with me. My daughter's a chef, and her friend's a chef who's working in London. So she's staying with me. So she's not going to be home until about, I don't know, gone 11. So I'm right. She's going to wake me up when she comes in anyway. So it's fine. Right, it's good to have something to keep me going.
Yeah, I knew this would be a long one. We always have a long one in December.
Yeah, let me show you what I've done so far. Here's my
oh wow, you have cracked on. Yay!
It's a bit random, but
love that.
I just decided it's my style.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say, this is what I'm trying to say, Sarah, who'll watch the video, when she said, it's just like, you'll kind of almost copy mine, but I don't want you to copy it completely. I want you to kind of do your kind of tree. I know there's one lady who she won't mind saying, Debbie Smith, who does art in this art one-to-one, and she'll draw trees her way, which is not my way. She uses much lighter paint, but it looks similar to mine, but it's not the same as mine, and it's it's keeping your style without, you know, I try not to let you lose that, and allowing that to come through is the hardest thing for a lot of artists to do.
Yeah.
Because they're scared, because they think it needs to look like mine. Well, actually it doesn't. It needs to look similar, but not like mine. And it's learning the techniques, you know, learning the techniques and then doing them your way, and actually using the paint your way. You might use more paint, or you might use less paint. There's no rules with how much paint you use. I know one of my artists uses lots of paint. She uses a lot stronger paint than me, not brighter colours, because that's how she likes to paint. And I think that's really important, because if you look at a lot of artists, they'll paint the same scene, and they're all different, which is lovely. And that's half the battle with art, is to get your own personal technique to shine through.
Yeah.
It takes a while. I did a lot of, well, say, copying, and then I would take that and then change it, and then naturally your own technique starts to come through, and that's just how everybody works, really.
Yeah.
All artists do it, really. You'll see all the old artists do it as well. So hopefully you've got your trees on. I'm just going to paint the horizon line there. I'm just going to take I've got brown, quite muted colours, just kind of cover up that. I've got some yellow on mine, so I just want to cover that up a little bit. And this foreground here, we've got a bit of brown going on. I just got my pictures slid away. Might as well put the grass on, and then we can work on the bridge. So we'll just I've got a bit of brown here. And I might actually put a bit of yellow ochre. Where's my yellow ochre? I've used that for a while. Where have I hid it? You want something, you can't find it. Yellow ochre is there. There we go. Yellow ochre is kind of a mustardy yellow. I just want to put that in my brown, just in the foreground here. So I've got too much paint on there, so I'm just going to put a bit of water on now and water that out a bit.
Do you remember the poinsettia we did?
Yes. Oh my God.
I made that my Christmas card this year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that took a while, didn't it, Miranda?
It did. There's a lot of colouring in that.
There was a lot of colouring in that. That was a long one. Well, we had another long one. We had to split it in two, though, in the end. What did we have that was long? I'm trying to think. I think which we had.
They were my favourites, the fuchsias and the poppies we did as well.
Oh yes, no, they were really nice, really, really nice. So let's just pop. So I'm just popping these on. I'm going to put a bit of grass. If it's dry enough, you can pop your grass on behind the trees here, and these ones. Just there. I think Leanne's got called out, but she has a little one.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. So that side, we can come back. I'm going to come back to that one, so it's a bit drier. So we'll put this front tree on the bridge. We'll do that last. So just get a bit of shadow.
Just get some clean water.
Okay. So just build up your grass here.
Oh, grass. What colour are you doing your grass?
The same colours. I'm literally working. So I did a bit of yellow ochre in there because I found the brown was a bit brown. So I added a bit of yellow ochre to the brown just to make it a bit different. This bit here. And then the grass is just the brown, the burnt umber we've been using, and the indigo. All great Payne's grey, if you're using Payne's grey. Just very muted colours. So it's, you know, autumnly, kind of wintry.
Yeah.
Not too much bright. What's going on. The yellow just gives it that little bit of winter warmth. Trying to keep the winter theme going. So just go, if you've got rocks there, just sort of kind of fill in those areas around that. And then we're going to work on the bridge. Once you're ready, Miranda, we'll just go on that one. I think we'll do the under bit first. And actually we'll do the bridge, then we'll do the water, because the water's the same colour as the under bridge. So try and do areas at the same colour so you don't waste your paint on your brush. So you can see we're starting to build it up to the foreground bit. Yeah, trees do take a while to get the hang of, but once you've got them, they're actually pretty fun to work with. I like doing trees, it's one of my favourite things to do. Right, so what colours we've got going? So I think we will use burnt umber. We'll use a bit of yellow ochre. Just there. So we didn't really draw a line on our bridge for the path.
No.
So you need to kind of visualize where it's going to come from. So the tops of this, where it bends over and then does that funny little reverse L, it's going to come out. So just, if you've got a pencil to hand, or you can do it with your paintbrush, it's just going to literally come out down like that. And we're going to just pop that in a minute. So we're going to put in our base layer. So I've got my burnt umber. Probably not as watery as that. Let me get that less watery.
So it's like the wall.
Yeah, so that's that wall where we've just drawn that line.
Right.
So you've got that wall there. And then we've got the front of the bridge here. You're going to use the same brown. You just paint over the tree. If you've drawn a tree there, you don't need to worry about that. And just go around the rocks, and it kind of just fades off like that. I'm going to bring that down with a bit of water. So just put a base colour on to start with. So we've got something to work with. So try and leave the white bits at the top there. Then we're going to work individually on those little rocks with our smaller brushes. So we're just going to I'm working with a 6. So it's fair, it's not huge, but I'm not small. I'm just going to paint over those. Just like a nice base colour. Down, and then under here to the water's edge. Oh. Then we've got a bit of yellow ochre and burnt umber. We're just going to pop that where the path is for the bridge. I'm just going to get some colour down. Then we go with a small brush. Right, I think that's enough of base colour. Right, I'm going to change to my smaller, my little bigger strip brush. And we're going to alternate with my indigo and my burnt umber, or you've got your Payne's grey, will work the same. With sometimes a bit of yellow ochre, but probably not too much. And we're going to start to basically draw in the rocks, but we're just going to want to create this line where the bridge and the path and wall is. So I've just got my indigo and my burnt umber I'm just going to create that line that we just drew in pencil. It's still damp, so it should sort of fade a little bit into the water. And then I'm going to draw with my little rigger. I'm just going to draw. I'll start to draw on the wall. We're going to go in and add some other colour in a minute. I'm just going to start drawing bits.
Okay, so I have to admit to having penned my bridge.
Sorry?
I have to admit to having penned my bridge because it felt
That's
familiar.
absolutely. Please feel free to do that. I mean, it's a personal choice, really. I would personally have penned it as well. I just think it's it's crisper and it's quicker.
Yeah, I think it's what I'm used. That was what you taught us to do. So
absolutely, that is exactly.
So I'll just do what I know.
And it's fine, absolutely fine to do it that way. There's no right or wrong way.
No.
I sometimes go in and just add a little bit of pen to, like with the trees. It's a good way to use your pen so I've got a paintbrush in my to sort of smarten them up a little bit. If you're unsure, right, where's my pen?
But it was quite interesting because I was quite vague with my pen, whereas I used to be quite precise with it, and I just thought, oh, it'll be all right.
Yeah, well, you can use it with the trees as well. You can go in with the trees and equally add some pen work on the trees. Absolutely, the same. I could go in and add even finer branches. It just depends, and some people can be a bit strange whether you want a pure watercolor picture.
Yeah,
I personally am not bothered. I use mediums to create a scene on how I want it to feel. So if it means I grab a pen and I want it more fine, then I'll add pen on it. And I think personally it looks better. So in here, I would, if it was my picture, doing it that wasn't watercolor, I'd go in with my pen and make those little branches even more finite with our little black pens that we've got. Or you can actually get sepia pens.
all right.
Which are brown. And that you can get grey ones, which I use when I'm doing like commissions on buildings and stuff.
All right, yeah.
So you can get those as well. When I use that, it's nothing wrong with it. It just depends whether you like it, and I don't mind it. So as far as I'm concerned, I paint it how I want to paint it.
Yeah.
And that's how I work. So I'm just building up the picture slowly. This side of the bridge here is in the shade, so I'm just adding a little bit of shadow, and then this here, and I'll draw in some little lines with my brush. You just keep flicking from one brush to another, depending on what you're trying to create. And you can go in a bit and tighten up edges. A bit more shadowing. That's better. But like Miranda said, you can use your pen if you want to. Feel free to grab it and use it. It's not a bad thing at all. I'm just basically doing with my paintbrush what I would do with a pen. It's not as quick. A pen's quicker. I'm going to paint that front tree on in a minute. So the rocks around the bridge here, sort of mixture of dark browns around these little bits over the bridge. So I'm just drawing them in, which you can do with your pen as well. And then you can paint them with a bit of brown. Right here. So you taxi service tonight, Miranda?
No.
You're just waiting for them to come in.
Yeah, no, they're all grown up.
Bless them. How old are they?
So my daughters are 29 and 27.
Okay.
So and one lives in the next road and the other lives in Bristol.
Oh wow, Bristol's away. Well, I
So-
suppose not that far, really, I suppose.
Yeah, well, yes, it feels like quite a long way.
Yeah, no, bless you. I know that.
Yeah.
What you mean, but my son's in Southampton. It seems a long ways away.
Yeah. Oh, he's at
That's
uni
not-
then, now, is he?
Yeah, he just went this year,
Oh,
so they've all gone. So Amy's arrived back. She arrived back late last night. She actually came back a week early. She said they won't know. They've signed me up.
oh, it's nice to have him home for Christmas.
Yeah, so she's home, and my son's waiting to be picked up because he can't drive. So he's waiting for my husband to get there and pick him up.
All right.
He's having to wait because my husband's at work. I'm just off to Norfolk. And then I should be
Well, that was really funny. I went to Wells next to sea.
Oh God, did you?
And yeah, and I saw the granary and I thought, I was like, I painted that.
Yeah, yes. You see, it's the only granary that they designed to go over road. There's a road.
Yeah, and it was really distinctive, and it was, you remember, it was a little tiny bit in the background of the painting.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I was like, oh, I painted. It's like I've been here because I painted it.
It's funny because I pulled a picture off the internet and because I liked it, and then I was running along the Thames and I saw it. This church. I'm like, oh my God, I painted that. I didn't even know it was just up the road. It's funny as that. It's like, oh my God. So yeah, it's funny. But I do like to, if I can work off my I take loads of photos. On a holiday, I'm terrible. I'm just constantly clicking away.
Well, yeah, but then you can.
Just to use as references for stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wales next to sea is one of my favourite places to go. It's so pretty.
Oh, did you lose your dad?
Yes, in September, unfortunately. He's waiting to go out of hospital. He was in there 10 weeks waiting for carers.
Oh.
And they just couldn't they had money, the package, but they couldn't get the carers to get him out. And then he got an infection. I was literally heading over there to sort out his banking and stuff. I'd got the forms and the 2 weeks before, and he said, oh, shall I sign them? I said, no, don't sign them because I need my passport. You can sign them once I've got my passport, and then I'll go into the bank. So I was just coming back to sort out that so we could sort out paying for the carers. And yeah, he got an infection. It was just so unexpected.
Oh.
But he deteriorated while he was in hospital, really. I mean, and I'm not blaming the hospital at all, but I mean, they didn't have time to get him out of bed.
No, I think, and just being, at that age and being sedentary for so long, because I mean, you literally just lie in bed all day, don't you? It's not like you get dressed and walk around and.
Yeah, no, he literally wasted away.
Yeah.
And he was all there completely. I mean, he was still on a ward where they all got dementia, and he'd messaged me and say, oh my God, there's someone trying to get in my bed. And
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, but the nurses, bless them, there's they work with what they have. It's just the system is just broken. My experience of it is just wow. I mean, I sit there for 8 hours with him during the day,
and frankly, you have to. I mean, I did the same with my dad. He died, well, I suppose it's 6 years ago now, but really similar. That basically, if you're not there in the hospital, they're being neglected because
absolutely,
because there's nobody there to feed them.
And I watched people next door to him literally lay there, and the food would come and it would be taken away, and I would be there 8 hours and I never saw them eat or drink anything.
No, because they leave it there and then they just
and some of them had dementia. Some of them, I don't even know what was. Some of them would be shouting help every 5 minutes. Oh my God. Luckily my dad was deaf.
Oh, I'm sure that must be an absolute blessing in hospital.
It was, but when I had to talk about finances, I did take his hearing aid downstairs to the Department of Hearing and got them sorted because he couldn't hear particularly well. But he could pull them in and out. So if he wanted to sleep, he could just take his hearing aids out and he didn't hear a thing, basically.
Yeah.
So that was good in one respect.
Yeah.
It's just broken. I just sat there and watched people deteriorate, and then I'd come in 2 weeks later and I'd say, where's that man next door? Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking, oh God, he's gone.
Yeah. Go on.
Gone, because the nurses just don't have the facilities, the time. I don't know, and
No.
they will just run off their feet.
Yeah, they absolutely are, aren't they?
I'm
I'm sure it's got worse since I was there with my dad.
Yeah, and I'm not blaming anyone. It's a system. I just wish this sort of system out, because kind of go, you know, in a few years that will be me, and I don't want to be sat in a hospital because I know what's happening, wasting away because there's no carers. This, I don't know. Something needs to be done. You know, something needs to we need carers because the system's blocked. My dad kept saying, oh, I'm bed blocking. I said, well, we can't help it because we need you.
Yeah, you can't leave until you got proper care.
They won't let you. And the doctors he said, oh, the doctor says it's fine. I said, well, there we go. And it must be frustrating for the nurses, because they literally, oh. And then there was this young woman, I felt for her, bless her. She'd obviously got dementia, and she just kept going, well, where am I going? Where am I going? They just kept saying, well, when you've got your care package, because your brother can't look after you anymore. And she looked my age, and you just think, oh my God. And she just kept harassing the nurses because she just couldn't understand why she was in there. And, you know, she was talking like she was a child. So there was obviously something, mental capacity wasn't there. And her brother obviously couldn't look after her anymore and needed a care package. So it's just like, wow, you know, everyone needed a care package in there. The money was all there. You know, he had the package approved, and it wasn't anything to do with finances at all. And I don't mean like our finances, I mean the government's finances. It was all funded. They just didn't have the people. And that's what it boils down to. There were no people to do the work.
You know, and that's Brexit, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Right, I'm going to build that bridge up in a minute. I'm just going to go in. I want to darken this under here, otherwise I'll end up, because I like to get rid of the white paper. I just think it's confusing. So I'm just going to put, this is Payne's grey under here. Oh, it's quite strong Payne's grey. That's right. So I'm just going in dry, and I'm just going to pull out with a bit of water. Yeah, I know. It was, I said it was a bit of a shock. And now I've got to keep going up to Thetford to sort out the house.
Yeah, and it just
a lot
takes
to do. And actually, I was thinking the other day, I'm going to have to get in house clearance people, because I physically can't do that.
No, I think you just have to in the end. You take what you want to have, and then.
Yeah, I saw how, you know, because he had a dodgy heart, and that's why he was in there. I think maybe I'm going to get the Heart Foundation to come get there, you know, do their, take it and do whatever they want to do with it. That's what they would like. I will get my mum's hospice as well, see where they want. And that's another thing people don't realise, hospices are not funded by the NHS. So I've done a lot of fundraising for my mum's hospice. I mean, that was a beautiful place, I will say. That was, you know, those places, they sound morbid, but.
Well, no, I think the care that, I mean, I'm not really experienced. I've experienced a friend dying sort of 10 days in a palliative care unit, but the care is exceptional, isn't it? And
absolutely. So they get to die with dignity, which is amazing, really. Which in the hospitals at the moment they're not, I will say. But they, you know, I'm not just in the nurses, they really can't. It's just,
but that's why all those people are outside in ambulances, aren't they? Because they've got nowhere to put them.
Yeah, well, that's because my dad was the other end and he couldn't get out.
Couldn't get out, exactly. So they couldn't get out. So people who need to get in can't get in.
Yeah, well, this is what was happening. This is what I tried. My dad, and obviously my dad knew that. He's not stupid, and he had all his faculties there. And he said, I'm bed blocking. I said, well, we can't come out till they let you out with your carers. They won't let you because I live too far away. So it's just, you know, there's no one here to. No one to look after you. Yeah, so it's just, you know, it's a shame. Hopefully something good will come of it one day. Someone will ask me some questions about what I thought about what's going on. I don't know. Probably not, but I can only tell people my personal experience. If they moan about the nurses' pay rises, I'm like, well, I think they deserve it for what
absolutely
I've experienced. You know, come on, you can't.
They work so hard, don't they?
Yeah, with nothing.
Nothing, no breaks or anything.
No, I mean, I was trying to get in. I have to go and get a sandwich from downstairs, and this poor woman, nurse was outside the unit on a chair outside, and she stood down my door, and I'm thinking, please don't get from your sandwich and let me in. I didn't say anything. I just thought, just ignore her and she'll just sit there, hopefully. And bless her, she got up and let me in with her card. And she was having a lunch.
Oh.
And you just think, oh my God. I just say to her, don't get up. She said, no, it's fine. I'm like, oh God, you don't need to let me in. Just eat your lunch. Someone else will let me in eventually. I'm in no hurry. But, you know, they can't even go anywhere for lunch.
No.
Things. So I'm just, you can see, I'm just slowly building up the bridge with the colours. So I did that in paint brown, just a bit brown over this bit of yellow ochre brown colour. It's a bit yellow at the moment. And then I'm just going to water it down a bit. There we go. That fades out. It's a bit brown. I like it. A bit yellow. That's a bit better. Good. So that's starting to be. Oh, blimey. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, bless him. So yeah, there's a 4-bed house there. We're still with my mum's stuff in it. She only died 5 years ago, so we haven't really cleared out that stuff.
Well, you don't, do you? I mean,
And that's still there. And I literally, because Dad only probably let me start clearing it about 2 years ago.
yeah.
I
know, but it's a bit of a double whammy, isn't it? All the memories and everything.
Yeah. So I found, you know, I got photographs out. I think I'm just going to have to. I literally was thinking out there, I physically can't do it. I'm going to have to get. As I was looking actually on the internet, and they do house cleaning, which is great actually. The what do you call it? Charities come and help do it.
Yeah.
Great. That's perfect. That's what I need. Something I know it's going to the right place. That's what we need, isn't it? Peace of mind that it's helping someone.
Yeah.
Because I can't take a 4-bed house already in it. What am I going to do with everything?
Say that again?
I don't know what, you know, there's so much stuff. I don't, you know, I physically can't take it into my house. It's
No,
not.
you can't. You don't want it.
No.
You got your little sentimental things and whatever.
Yeah, well, this is what, yeah, exactly. He's little.
But actually, you don't want all that furniture or.
No, exactly.
All their old books and.
No. Bless him. And all their receipts from the banks, because they don't shred anything. They're worried about.
And frankly, you just don't want all their old rubbish.
No. Basically, no.
The same as our children want all our rubbish.
No, exactly. I just think of my children. Hopefully I'll sort it all out for you. Amy just looked and said, you're not going to do that, are you? I said, probably not. You probably have to just throw it all away. Just keep the photos. I'm going to have to, because I've got, you know, I said to her, I will put, you know, so you know that's my granddad and stuff. Because my mum and dad, you know, they've got photos, but they haven't labelled anything. But thankfully I still know who they are. But if I don't tell anyone, no one will know who's who. So I need to label those all up.
My dad used to have a box of photos, and on the top of it said, "Ask Dad before it's too late."
Well, I love that.
So we had to go through it. We went, "What? No, quick, tell us who they are."
Oh, bless him. What a good idea, though.
He was a bit like that. It's quite matter of
It's
fact.
true, though, because there's lots of photos in their house. And thankfully, I know who they are. Of my granddad's sister and stuff like that, which would disappear. But, you know, I still remember, I've got vague memories of, but I still remember. My sisters don't know. Don't remember. I think I'm the eldest, you see, so I've probably got more vivid.
Yeah, but your kids won't have a clue, will they?
No, not at all. I don't, you know, my son might not be interested necessarily, but I mean, I found my granddad's war tag, you know, his dog tags.
Yeah.
My dad's obviously kept those. And then my sister didn't know my granddad was a painter decorator, because she said, "Oh, why is all these ladders here?" I said, "Well, granddad was a painter decorator." Oh, didn't you know that? No. Oh, okay. I don't know where I got information from, but I remember that. Anyway, so I'm just building up the bridge. You know, it's you've got to kind of get rid of the white paper to kind of what's the word? Build up tones. So I'm going to try and get rid of this now. So I'm going to build up the rocks, which are kind of the paint. I'm going to use Payne's grey and think a tiny little bit burnt sunburn, but what do I mix that with blue? Payne's grey. It's quite a nice rock colour. It's quite a strong colour, so you can tone it down with the red. It makes kind of a purpley colour. Quite a nice. Colour.
Interesting idea. Got a little bit of red here.
Yeah, if you put it in, it makes it sort of a purpley grey.
Yeah, oh nice.
Less of a harsh. Yeah, it's a bit nicer, a bit softer, but more of a wintry grey. So I'm going to work on these front rocks and then I'm going to put the water in. So just kind of think that one sits behind that one. So there's a little bit of shadow. Yeah, and then I'm going to just pull that out with a bit of water. You can always add more. So don't go in crazy to start with and then add more if you need to add more. And then you can use your little brush if you prefer. And you can go in with put in water and then do it so it splodges if you want to be a bit more loose. So that's on dry paper, and then you just go in and use a bit of water to pull that out. And then while it's damp, you can add in, just keep cleaning your brush. This grey is a bit of a colour to drag. A bit more grey there. There's a bit of water now, it just spreads a little bit. There's a bit of water there. Now you can add a little bit of a yellow ochre tones if you want to rocks. A bit of yellow ochre. Or you can use your little wiggery brush. Go in a bit tighter with that. But yeah, Payne's grey and Windsor red, just, I don't know if you've got a red, is it toning it down to a little bit of a purpley grey? Should hopefully do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice. So just building those rocks up. You can see the shadow that we're kind of creating with my brush. Just work away across to those rocks. I'm going to add a bit of brown, and then I'm going to add a bit of brown on that bit there. There. And my Payne's grey. Bit there. Quite watery. And then just tighten that up with my little mega brush here. I'll join that in. So you've been keeping well, Miranda?
I have.
Good.
So, you know, because I was clinically vulnerable, so I.
Yes, I remember. For a long time you couldn't go out.
So for a long time I couldn't go out at all, and I mean, I've only really just started going out.
Yeah.
My 6th jab in September.
Oh my God.
In the summer it's a lot easier because you can do stuff outside.
Yes.
And so you can meet people outside and you can have a picnic, or you go for a walk, or you can, like, oh, you know, I went to see Van Morrison in Kew Gardens, or, you know, that sort of thing. And you can feel like you're actually having a bit of a life. But when the winter comes, I just thought, you know what, I can't face the 3rd winter.
Yeah.
Just not seeing people. And I mean,
so you out and about now? Are you allowed out?
A bit more. I mean, I've just started to kind of go to shops. I still mask up in shops and things. Just,
I don't blame you, actually, to be fair.
It's not worth getting ill, really.
Well, you know what? I think I said to Amy when we're going to see the ballet, both of us. I managed to get ballet. I've never been to ballet. I'm quite excited. Neither has Amy.
Lovely. What are you going to see?
Nutcracker.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, so I can't believe how cheap tickets were. We're going to the London Coliseum and to see Nutcracker. But I think they're £50 each or something silly, which I thought was really reasonable because it's a ballet. I did say to Amy, I'm possibly going to wear my mask on the train. She looked at me funny. I said, because I'm not going to be ill over Christmas and I'm not sitting on a train. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's so much.
Yeah. Well, I've had sinusitis recently and I just got over that. And I said, I can't be ill again at Christmas. I can't be ill at Christmas after spending 4 weeks. I still did my job, but I wasn't 100%. You know, you just think, I can't do that. I'm not doing that over Christmas.
No. And there's just horrible amounts of illness.
Yeah, and it's not, what's the word? It's acceptable, should I say, to wear masks now. People don't care.
No, they don't care at all. I wear one on the tube all the time in
Yeah,
London.
and no one looks at you and goes, oh, what is
No, nobody
no one
cares
says
at
a word.
all. They
No.
literally
So I
don't.
said, yeah, I just assume someone's got a mask on, that they obviously work. I think that what goes through my head around is, they obviously work in the caring industry. They don't want to get ill or pass it to their clients. That's exactly what goes through my head.
Yeah.
So,
I've never had anybody question me at all.
no.
Or look at me funny or anything.
I have stood next to someone in a shop that got questioned by an old man, but why she wasn't wearing her mask in the shop.
Why she wasn't wearing a mask?
Yes, when we all had to wear masks.
Right, well, that's fair enough.
Well, it's the way he did it. It was quite rude.
Oh, yes.
And then she got her badge from underneath her coat, her jumper. It said, I can't wear one. So
Right.
it's a heart condition. And I went, ooh, because he was really quite rude. He didn't say, he didn't come up to her and go, have you forgot to put your mask on, love, or something?
Yeah.
He was just like, why haven't you got a mask on? Why aren't you wearing a mask? It was quite.
Yeah.
I said, I turned around to her, I said, God, do you get asked like that all the time? She said, yes, that's why I have my badge on, because people get really cross, but because I've got a heart condition. She said, I've got a heart condition and I can't wear it. I said, well, I didn't ask her, I wasn't going to go into it, but
No.
I felt so bad for her because he was really quite.
No, there's no need to be rude to anybody.
No, not at all. So you see, I've done the rocks on that side. Oh, I haven't done that little one now. They're filming. So I'm just going to work on these ones on the other side. I'm just going to plonk a bit of brown in there and mix that in.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a gap there.
So I'll just water that down now. In. So these rocks you can just do differently each time, really. It's just like a little pattern in your head, like trees. So I'm going to got some kind of indication that there are rocks there. And they kind of sit behind each other with a bit of shadow. It's tricking the eye. That's what art is. A bit of a trick.
Okay, so I've done the rocks on the other side.
You've done those already?
Yeah, so could you do the river and then?
Absolutely.
And then
You can finish.
Be done.
Right, so this is we're just going to do wet. And Miranda, what you need to do is try and remember not to take the water right up to the edge here.
Okay.
I know I've done it sporadically along here,
but now I
we
can
need
see
to
it,
try and
just
save
that
that little
little
white
gap,
gap,
yeah.
which we've done before. And then we're just going to paint over, once it's dry, with some little darker lines to give sort of the river, basically.
Right.
You're just going to wet the paper. And try not to go up to the edge, because you can always push it to the edge once you've got your colour on, and then your Payne's grey mix you've got, get that on. And keep it quite loose. Obviously under the bridge there will be a bit darker, but you can darken that up in a minute. You're working quicker than me, Miranda.
Yeah,
I've been showing people how to do trees and lot.
Mine doesn't look nearly as good as yours, though.
I'm sure it does. I'll be quite loose with it, so it doesn't matter if there's a little bit of a white gap.
Okay, so what colour's that?
This is Payne's grey. So
Just-
you've got Payne's grey, haven't
Just
you?
Payne's grey.
Yeah, just use Payne's grey. And then I'm just going to go to the edge. I haven't got my rocks done there, but that's to the edge. And then if you've got a hairdryer, you quickly dry it. Then you can put those little, but we're going to drop. I'm just going to go right to the edge of the rocks here under this bridge. Just want it a little bit darker. So there we go, to the rocks. Now I'm just going to add a bit more. I just want this a bit, so I'm going to probably switch to my, there we go, it's better. This holds too much water and I don't like it much. My little rigger. What time are they coming in, Miranda?
Oh, not till gone 11, I think.
Okay, do you have a bit of time to yourself before?
Yeah, to tidy up my paints.
Yeah, bless. What have you been up to, Mum? Nothing. So just under the bridge here, just remember it's darker. So I'm putting it by the rocks and then just pulling it out that way from the rocks. So put it there and then flick it out.
Right.
And you'll start to get little lines. Sort of little lines that we're after. You might have to wait for the paint to dry a little bit. Oh God. I'm sitting over my heater here. So we want it, that's where we want the dark bits under here. See from the shadow of the bridge. Oh dear, sorry.
All right.
I'll just start quietly. Let me just get that out of the way. There we go. And then where you've got some dry bits, if you can, with your little rigger brush, you're going to create some like ripples with the water. Just drop a little bit behind there. I've still got grass to put over that bit, which I haven't finished off yet. So you can see where it's darker under the bridge, and as we come out, and my rocks here are here. So I can push that, and that's my rocks here. So I can push that grey bit up a bit more here. I'll put it in. So yeah, the water's quite quick, really. It's quite loose and just a few little lines to keep it rippled, and under there. Once that's dry a bit, I'll probably add a little bit of grass in the background here. Well, actually, it's quite dry. To get rid of some of that harshness of the tunnel, you can add that in, and then there'll be some grass coming in from this angle here as well to get rid of that harsh straight line a little bit. And then we've got that dark. There you go, it's better. Dark under the bridge. So as long as it's dark under the bridge and then gets lighter as we come to the foreground, we've got the shadow of the bridge that creates that darkness over that. Is it working all right, Miranda?
Yeah, no, we're doing all right, I think.
Cool, cool. I'll carry on with my little rocks over here. Yeah, I mean, this is how I've painted it is like a pure watercolor, but as I said before, you know, you can use your pen on it. I love to use my pen, so I tried not to when I did it, but for me, it seems more natural to go in and put a few pen marks on it. So it's just down to personal choice, really.
Yeah, well, it's good to try lots of different.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and just practice your watercolors, and it is a matter of, you know, still controlling the water, how much water. So I'll put too much water there now, so I have to let that dry. Working, once you've worked on one part, then you have to go work on another part while that dries and all that stuff.
Yeah, I've just gone back to my tree at the front because it's not very good.
Yeah, I'm now going back to these rocks here. I can push some grass here now. That's dry enough to do some grass. So make sure you get some grass in there to make it all blend in now. So that's better. Breaks it up a bit. Just the grass just breaks it up a little bit. So that's literally burnt umber and a bit of indigo or Payne's grey. Different. Just put your brush into the different colours to get different variations. So you haven't got the same brown or same sort of Payne's grey, and it dries lighter. Always looks quite dark until it's dry. I've got a big one here at the front that's not quite dry yet. I can't put that on. I'll do these dark bits at the front here. I want that shadow on that one. That's better. Sometimes you just have to wait for patches to dry because I've dropped too much water in there. And you can't really, it won't take any more paint till you leave it a little bit. Yeah, well done coming tonight. I think this is probably one of the longer ones this bless you, that we're doing.
It's good
We
for
always
us.
seem to have one long one. I did break up one of them. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it was the Queen, when we did the Queen. Was everyone was really scared about doing a bad job.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
And I said, okay, we'll do it in 2 lots. Don't want that to rush. Oh yeah, it's yeah, that was a scary one to teach, because I'm like, okay, no pressure now then to me to get that right.
Yes.
We all did all right. We did all right.
Right, I think I'm
You done?
done. Well, I think it's just because it's going to get.
Okay, mate. Can you send it through? So have a look, and then
Yeah, do you want to see? Do you want to see? I'll just
have a look.
do a quick flash of it. Can you see that?
Oh, it's lovely.
It's,
Wow, you've done really well.
It's a long time since I've done any painting, so it's
That's well done. I love that.
But I'll send you a photo of it.
Okay, Miranda. Thank you. Thanks for coming. It's lovely to see you.
Yeah, oh, it's really nice to come back and do it. I'm usually really tired. I took on a new job about a year ago, and I just too tired to do it. But anyway, it's been lovely. Thank you so much, Debbie.
You're more than welcome. I'm going to carry on, finish this off so everyone's doing the recording. And have it, and I'll pop the recording through to you when it's done.
Fabulous.
All right, Miranda. Take care. Love to see you.
See you soon. Bye.
Cheers. Bye bye. Right, well, I'm just going to finish off this. Just going to start to build this up and get everything done. So I'm just going to work on areas now and start adding in. That's dried off a bit now, so we'll start adding in some grass at the front here. Start to build up. Areas, so you're just using the same colours, Payne's grey, burnt umber, yellow ochre, just a mixture of those colours. And now you're just going to start to tidy up stuff. Crisp up areas. Now you've got all the tones down, you can start to add in the dark bits. As I'm just working with, this is just burnt umber, Payne's grey, just building up those colours you've already got on there. Nothing crazy. Nothing different really. There we go. A bit more burnt umber. And then look where you need to build up a little bit more. Grass for texture. And you just use your brush to basically draw all your little rocks on, and then you can colour in with a bit different colour. Let's build it up. Okay, I think I'm almost there. I do this bit. Okay, just put it in. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll do it somewhere out of paper. Good, right, okay, that's it. So practice your trees. And send it in when you're done so I can see what you've been up to.